The nation's number one talk station, 99.3 Nigeria Info, Lagos. Good morning to you. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. All right, so you're welcome, guys. Welcome to the live coverage. Nigeria would have a new president today. Nigeria would, a new government would commence the activities today, and I can see dignitaries already so the dignitaries are distracting me. This is Aliko Dangote, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And we just saw Tedala. Yes, you're just right behind him.
Tedala is just right behind him. Yeah. Okay. So let's get on. We'll catch up with them in a moment. Lagos, welcome. I'm Sheriff.
I'm Marianne Okon.
Is that a new way of introduction?
What? What's that?
Because
this is my inaugural laughter.
You manage well and become.
This is my inaugural laughter. We're dressed for the event. He's the only one who looks like an outsider.
Actually, both of you.
We're dressed for the
me?
event. This is my inaugural laughter.
We'll look at
What's wrong with this guy?
What you hear all my Yoruba, all my Igbotic Yoruba, you hear it on the show.
Yes, we'll try our best to be decent in our Yoruba.
Good morning, everyone.
Guys, you're welcome. Let's begin by first starting with how the last 8 years, have been. Let's look at Buhari's government. Let's look at the highs and the lows of Buhari's government. By the way, we're still expecting Ireti Bakare-Yusuf to join us on the show this morning. Hopefully she'll make it here before we wrap up. But let's begin first. Marianne, let's talk about the highs of the Buhari's government. What are the areas that you feel that the Buhari government did, better?
This feels like me going back to secondary school and they're asking me to do a calculation in further maths. Yes, this is how it feels, but I'll try my best. Let's start by looking at three of the most important things that the Buhari administration rode into power with. They promised us that they were going to fight corruption. They were going to have zero tolerance for corruption. They told us that they were going to put an end to Boko Haram. And also, most importantly, they talked about making sure that they would deal with the issue of unemployment or underemployment. Let me start with the latter. As we speak, unemployment, I think the statistics that I had as at last month has more than doubled. In fact, we have more underemployment than unemployment as we speak. Also, Nigeria is one of those countries that's blessed with a young population. And when you look at countries like, European countries like the UK, whose population is mostly elderly, they're looking for people to come and do the jobs, the heavy lifting, and that's why at some point the UK opened themselves up. But Nigeria, we have the benefit of young people, agile people who have the energy to do the jobs that need to be done, but we don't even have those jobs. Our universities are churning out numbers of young people every single year to nowhere. And you know what they say about an idle mind? It can be the devil's workshop. Why are we having more and more sleeper cells in the Northeast? It's because these young people don't have anything to do. And they're being taken advantage of because, you see, they're also looking for anything to do, to put their hands to. So I don't know if I can score the Buhari administration high in anything that has regards to young people or employment. I have not seen anything. Again, I can't also say that government can employ every young person or everybody in the country. It's not just government's duty, but it is government's duty to create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. Those businesses and foreign investors that come in, of course, will create jobs for us. Thanks to the likes of Dangote, who has continuously come up with business ideas that will keep on employing more and more people, whether young, old, middle-aged. Yes, but how has government created an enabling environment for all of those things to happen? I think sometime in between 2018 and 2017, we saw many businesses leaving Nigeria. We saw so many businesses packing up and leaving Nigeria, and that was also one of the problems that we had when the economy dipped. But the Buhari administration will tell you that COVID was the problem. That's why our economy is bad. COVID came and left. Many countries looked for ideas and cushioning effects to help their people get out of that situation. What was ours? One of the major problems I have with this administration is I never really saw a plan, a strategy. Yes, we have the economic team where the vice president sits, and then other teams that the presidency set up to deal with our economy. But what happened?
Yeah.
Where did he go? I saw a central bank governor who was usurping the powers of a finance minister, who was usurping the powers of an agricultural minister, literally doing everything. I felt like this government had maybe didn't necessarily have a clear-cut plan, but they had an idea of what they wanted to do, only were not able to put it, into action. I move away from unemployment. I go into corruption. I don't know if... at the beginning of the administration, the presidency kept saying, oh, when you fight corruption, corruption fights back. That's what you're seeing now. We saw a lot of stick and carrot. Oh, if you bring back this amount of money, we'll give you a slap on the wrist. And we thought that was a start. But all of that just, it blew away with the wind. And at the tail end of the administration, we saw more and more corrupt activities happening under the watch of Mr. President. Thank God for the 2023 elections that uncovered a lot of things that were happening under Mr. President's watch. As the Minister of Petroleum, our petroleum products were being taken out of this country right under our noses, and nobody could account for it. We saw a little drama with the NNPC and soldiers and, some pipeline that led to the sea. It didn't come from Mars. Somebody built it. And this is happening under the watch of a government that is fighting corruption. Again, there's so many people who have stolen our monies. We see what the EFCC began to do was newspaper headline corruption fighting, as opposed to us seeing them go to court, see court processes, see people being sent to jail. Thank goodness that people like Joshua Dariye and what's the other man from Plateau, I think. I can't remember. But two of them who were given a presidential pardon. Jonah Jang? No.
Not Jonah Jang.
There were two of them. Yes, and they were recently given a presidential pardon just before the elections. Those are the two people that we can probably say, well, these people were put away because of corruption. But where are the other examples for an administration that came in with zero tolerance? And lots of people applauded Buhari. The likes of Ufouma were proponents of Buhari's administration. They all pushed that Buhari would be a better person to lead this country, being that he was a former general, so he was going to be a no-nonsense man. In fact, people proposed the theory that because he had nothing to lose and he was an old man, he would do everything and damn the consequences of the establishment. But what it looks like today, unfortunately, is that the establishment had an upper hand, even up until yesterday, when the president was giving that speech. For me, that speech was window dressing. It did not necessarily address all of the flaws in his administration. But we're still looking at the highs. Let me tell you what I think a high was. The only thing I would give a tick or a pass mark to this administration. The fact that Mr. President pushed for electricity to be moved to the concurrent list. The fact that they've not just unbundled by mouse. States can now decide to, have their own power. And this is one step to restructuring the Nigerian system of government. Yes, we say we have a federal system, but it's a unitary system of government. But you see that one thing that Buhari has done, I applaud him more than every other thing that he's not done. It's my opinion, don't come for me, but I think that is one step. If the next administration is able to build on that, because when the president-elect says he wants to continue from where Buhari stopped, I hope that this is where he's going to continue from and not all the other things that have been flawed. Don't tell me about the railway system. It was the Jonathan administration that started it and they finished it. Yes, but it's not the biggest problem that Nigeria has. So for me, it's one high and every other thing is a low.
Ufouma.
Where I want to start from. Auntie has basically wrapped up everything, but on a more serious note.
I'm going to bring it. Let me help you. Let's start the.
No. Just hold on. Yeah. There are quite a number of things that the Buhari administration should be applauded for. To be honest, I'm not going to sit here and say I wasn't a proponent of, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, because that's still his title. Retired, I have to say.
Yeah.
But what the last 8 years has taught me, if I didn't know before, is that Nigeria's leadership problem is not a question of personality or a person. It's a systemic problem that one person, no matter how great your intentions are, no matter how good your thoughts are for the people, one person as president alone, if you are great or you have good intentions, is not enough to change the policies, take the country to a better height, if the people around you or the system that ensures governance, if that system is not great, then there's really nothing you can do. 6 months into the administration, I gave up. As someone who was a proponent, I wanted the PDP gone like yesterday because I couldn't stand the number of nonsense that was going on under the Jonathan administration. But 6 months into Buhari's administration, I gave up. You know why? Buhari promised or took time, to set up his cabinet with a promise that he didn't want to do like the Romans did. He wanted to do something different. It took him 6 months between inauguration on May 29th, 2015. It took him about, I think, till November, was it December of that year, for him to finally give us his ministers. What was different? Absolutely nothing. It was still the same set of politicians we've almost always known, or his cronies, people who had been with him, from AMPP to CPC from 2003. So there was nothing different. And before you could say Jack, we were headed to recession. But in 8 years, I think the one great thing you are going to not take away from Buhari administration is in infrastructure. There's no way you are going to argue against it. He has done quite a lot, either in road constructions, in a number of road constructions, in railway. Marianne talked about it with a flip of a hand, like, it didn't matter. Yes, the Jonathan administration started it, but Buhari has taken it to a great height. We can do better, yes, but he's taking it to a great height. And we've always talked about the fact that we need to diversify our transportation system because we've concentrated too much on road transportation. That's why granite-laden trucks will be falling, and killing a cart pusher in Dokpemu yesterday, such that, of course, the driver had to run away because if he had stayed, he probably would have been lynched. Yeah. That's why almost every other week there's a truck falling from Ojo-Elegba Bridge and crushing one cab or one car, and people dying needlessly because we've concentrated too much on road transportation. He has tried to diversify that with rail, and yes, our airports are not El Dorado yet, but 8 years after, you would think that our airports are a lot better than what it used to be. The aviation industry has its own issues. I have big question marks on Hadi Sirika and some of the magic he's been performing over the last years.
I like how you said magic.
Yeah, magic in quote, But you can't also take away the fact that our airports look better than they were 8 years ago. That's to his credit. You'd also give, I know we'll go into details. I'm just trying to give, you also need to give President Buhari credit for some of the legislative wins, that he had. We had, I think, 16 constitutional amendments under his administration. One of them is actually the one Marianne mentioned, which is the fact that going forward, electricity is not going to be just the mainstay or the main job of the federal government. It's being diversified such that a state like Lagos can afford to invest in power generation now, hopefully, because you see, the truth of the matter is that up NEPA, we always shout it. It has a big effect on our daily life. If you have electricity, it means you're not going to spend more money to go and buy petrol from a petrol station, to power your gen. And when you don't spend that money to power your gen, obviously you're putting that money somewhere else. It means that the barber in your street, will not spend 2,000 naira every day to buy petrol to work. And that means the money you used to cut your hair would most likely reduce. It will help small businesses here, and so that's a good one for him. Another good legislative bill I think you should credit the I almost said Obasanjo, the Buhari government for is the Electoral Act 2022.
Yeah.
Now, I know we're going to, or most Nigerians will say, oh well, how well did the Electoral Act work in terms of the February 25th elections and other elections? Yes, we know the Nigerian factor. We know the human factor where the system says you should go this way, but our politicians find ways to circumvent, the system. However, that's a huge landmark bill for the country. The elections this year were not perfect. They had irregularities, they had issues, but we can't take away the fact that the system or the law that enabled some other things happen. Possibly there are a few things that happened during the election that may not have happened if the Electoral Act 2022 was not signed by the president. Remember, he refused to sign it
twice.
In 2019 in the build up to the elections. Right. Then why he refused to sign it, that's a story for another day. But the point is, in infrastructure, in some legislation, and again he made use of executive orders so well. I think for the first time in a long while, or almost in the history of Nigeria, we saw a president who used executive bills to, achieve a few things. See, for the average Nigerian, it might not necessarily be a visible thing for you. But trust me, in terms of running government, in terms of the kind of bureaucracy that we have, waiting to go to send a bill to the National Assembly and all that shenanigans that go behind the scenes, bypassing that for the things that can be bypassed, to use executive bills to achieve certain things has got to be another pass mark for the Buhari administration.
All right. Thank you, Ufouma, for that. Ireti Bakare-Yusuf joins us now. Ireti, good morning to you.
Morning. My voice.
Yeah, sorry about that. So sorry.
That's all right.
So sorry.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited. It's a new way. Literally, I don't know why people are not excited. No. Put everything aside.
Yeah.
It is what it is right now. And we've got another... You've still got them to finish with the tribunal, then the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So why are you holding your breath unless you want to die, right?
Yeah.
So get into the excitement of the fact that today is the beginning of a new dawn. And if that dawn changes again in, probably January, February next year. So it is, we move with it. We're Nigerians, we move. We don't get delayed by things and people that we can't control. We can't control what is. So yes, I am very, very excited. I'm excited by the newness of it. I'm excited with the fact that there will be new ideas. I'm excited that given what we've seen in Nigeria, in Lagos, the likelihood that somebody is going to raise us from the ashes where we're at. So I'm excited. I am excited.
I'm excited that we all got the memo except Ufouma.
What memo are you
Ufouma
talking
is not
about?
excited.
We're all wearing blue.
No matter what you aspire to be in this life, sometimes you
this
need
break,
somebody
people.
to hold you by the hand. Yes, you heard me right. So regardless of what profession you find yourself, you need mentorship and training. And trust me, talent is never enough. So if this is you, wanting to be a guru in the fashion industry or in the film industry, or you aspire to be a scriptwriter, radio presenter, musician, a theater performer, a dancer, this is something you should jump on. Do you know what I'm going to tell you? Just log on to www.wazobia.academy or www.wazobiaacademy.com for more inquiries on what I'm about to tell you, because I might not just tell you everything you need to know. But get this training that you're going to get in this academy is entirely on your mobile phone. You get up to 40% discount, highly subsidized fees with benefits. You even learn at your own pace, my dear. You get trained by local and international professionals, and wait for it, an opportunity to be selected to intern with leading organizations like Wazobia TV, Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info FM, WEP Production, fashion brands in this our Lagos, and leading filmmakers. Let me tell you about the high professional professionals that will train you. We are talking Kenny Ogumbi of Kenny's Music, M.I. Abaga, Lisa Folawiyo, Kathy Dotun of Cool FM, The Energy God, Kayla Oniwo, Stanley Ohikware, Ufouma Fafunwa, Solomon Esang, Theo from France, and many others. So what do you have to do? Log on to www.wazobiaacademy.com or www.wazobia.academy for details and payment options, or just call 0908-826-5038. The number is 0908-826-5038. But note, Wazobia Academy will never ask you to make payment into a personal bank account, so beware of scammers and fraudsters, okay? Register now and start learning. Top learners to be selected for internship opportunities.
This is an infomercial.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
Some like it hot, some like it cold, some like it in a mug, some like it on the road. That's right! Whatever your hustle, stay refreshed and ready with the creamy, great-tasting new Nescafe Ready to Drink. It comes in a convenient pack with a straw, so you can enjoy it anywhere, anytime. No dulling. Nescafe Ready to Drink. Refresh for the hustle.
And another one. The Samsung Galaxy A series family just got larger. The A24 series just landed. This device has triple camera, immersive display, and of course has ultimate NOx protection. For every A14, A24, A34, or A54 device you buy, you get a travel adapter. Do not forget that with Samsung FlexPay, you can pay as low as 7,000 Naira monthly to win any of the A series devices and pay small over 3 to 12 months installment. Go get all your A series devices at any authorized Samsung store nearest to you. Hurry now while stocks last.
Looking for a better way to give reward. Yeah, you want to show your body love. Cash token there for you. You don't need to bother anymore. Just dial the code 6700. Instant cash will go switch your belly. Whenever you recharge or pay your bills, with 5K to 100 million. You fit buy the token for yourself, give them to your family and your friends, or you go purchase the token. Anytime and any day, any bill you want to pay, just use the code 6700. Instant cash with no delay. Drop cash and make it pay. No waste time to use the code 6700.
Terms and conditions apply.
Hey! Samsung don't land with your gak of all the blue tax sale ever. To come body, buy any Samsung consumer electronic product from any authorized store. Then collect raffle ticket to get chance to win prizes where it's 10 million naira of television, washing machine, refrigerator, Samsung Galaxy Tab, and Samsung phones them. Now, Koro like this, now they go select lucky winners on top Samsung social media platforms. And you feel be one of them. Oh, inside this our total of 46 gifts and 6 draws. Free delivery and free installation of AC. Good day when you buy for Lagos and Abuja. Market day till June 30, 2023. Quickly go to the Samsung store way near you. Now we market still day.
Uncle Dentist, what are cavities? And how does Colgate protect my teeth from cavities? Does it use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Most tooth pains are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavities.
It's time to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
Colgate is recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
Honda Manufacturing Nigeria Limited, the Obunge company for motorcycle and power products, don't land in Lagos office for 57 College Road, Orimolade bus stop, Efako Ogba, Lagos State. Now him be say, you go fit buy your power products like generators, multi-purpose engines, water pumps, lawn and garden products, plus agri products like tiller, mobile backpack sprayers for this Honda Lagos office. Hey, Unicorn motorcycles for delivery and logistics there. Motorcycle and power products spare parts, as well as Honda genuine oil, 1 liter and 0.8 liter bottles, there. Fully equipped service workshop for motorcycle and power products repairs, there with expert technicians. You feel call to book them for your home service. Our office they open between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Fridays. Yes, so Honda don't dey gidigba for 57 College Road, Orimolade bus stop, Efako Oba, Lagos State. Our telephone now 0817-222-9298. Honda, the power of dreams.
Some like it hot, some like it cold, some like it in a mug, some some like it on the road. That's right! Whatever your hustle, stay refreshed and ready with the creamy, great-tasting new Nescafe Ready to Drink. It comes in a convenient pack with a straw, so you can enjoy it anywhere, anytime. No dulling. Nescafe Ready to Drink. Refresh for the hustle.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the biggest football fan festival is back. It's Goalfest, the Festival of Champions. Featuring exciting games, food, comedy, live music by some of the very best Nigerian music superstars. And you can watch the UEFA Champions League final on a huge screen. Goalfest 2023 will take place on the 10th of June at the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Amadu Bello Way, Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 2 p.m. Get your tickets now available at www.goalfestnigeria.com. Goalfest 2023 is powered by Femi and the Gang and Football Republic. Proudly refreshed by Pepsi.
Sponsored by BetWinner.
And another one. The Samsung Galaxy A series family just got larger. The A24 series just landed. This device has triple camera, immersive display, and of course has ultimate knocks protection. For every A14, A24, A34, or A54 device you buy, you get a travel adapter. Do not forget that with Samsung FlexPay, you can pay as low as 7,000 Naira monthly to win any of the A series devices and pay small over 3 to 12 months installments. Go get all your A series devices at any authorized Samsung store nearest to you. Hurry now while stores lock.
Some like it hot, some like it cold. Some like it in a mug, some like it on the road. That's right! Whatever your hustle, stay refreshed and ready with the creamy, great-tasting new Nescafe Ready to Drink. It comes in a convenient pack with a straw, so you can enjoy it anywhere, anytime. No dulling. Nescafe Ready to Drink. Refresh for the hustle.
Are you tired of using ordinary lubricants that fail to give your engine the power and protection it deserves? Introducing Shell Helix Lubricants, now available in Nigeria. No more frequent visits to the mechanic. No more funny noise coming from your engine. No more abnormal fuel consumption. You can now say goodbye to all that smoke from your car's exhaust.
Shell Helix Lubricants uses Pure Plus technology, a technology that protects your engine from dirt, gets rid of impurities, and improves engine performance. Need guaranteed engine protection? Use Shell Helix Lubricants. Now available at AP and NU service stations nationwide.
What do you expect from a cab?
I expect a decent car, courteous driver, and very professional.
I expect security, safety, and comfort.
I expect effective, timely, and great attitude. It's here. HiRide app in Nigeria. HiRide Cars. HiRide offers commission for drivers in Nigeria. Feel comfortable with maximum security anytime you ride with HiRide. Get rewarded on points with each ride. Get cash back on card payment after every ride with lots of incentives. You also have the option of fixed fare or fare estimate. Download the app on App Store and Play Store.
HiRide.
HiRide.
HiRide. HiRide. Choose your fare. Let's ride.
Why are they my first choice? Bros, it makes sense. No minimum deposit, small money, that's all I had to start. And quick withdrawals on call. Oh yeah, those payouts saved me sometimes. Click withdraw. Correct. But my main reason for choosing Share for You, I had plenty to learn. The number one thing my papa always taught was to learn from winners. That's what I do every day. You have seen me copy winning traders with shareforyou.com. Abi, simple.
Uncle Dentist, what are cavities? And how does Colgate protect my teeth from cavities? Does it use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Most tooth pains are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavities.
It's time to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
Colgate is recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
All round the clock, all year round. Never a time the journey would have been easy without you. you made your number one talk station, Nigeria Info, part of your everyday life.
Nigeria Info, callers, you people. Oh, I like the energy. This is what I want to hear every time.
And now, because of your active listening and contribution, we are crowned the radio station of the year. We are incredibly humbled and honored to be standing on the solid ground of your trust on our programming. This recognition means so much to us, and we are deeply grateful for it. Thank you for making this possible. Thank you for choosing Nigeria Info. Thank you for answering our call. Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Every morning is an opportunity to take your hustle to the next level. So, start every day with a great tasting cup of Nescafe 3-in-1. Just add water and enjoy the blend of coffee, creamer, and sugar with that rich, creamy taste you love. To help you start strong and make every morning count. Start strong, finish strong. Nescafe.
Dem say health na wealth, but when person dey arrange im health, come lose one hand, one leg. Abi na when you dey hospital, dem come tell you say you must drop heavy money first before dem even think of to begin any treatment.
But when Avon HMO tanda gidigba with you, you no go dey shout yekpa, cause last, now all of us need people. Visit avonhealthcare.com now to get Avon Health Plan for you and your people.
Avon HMO, empowering you to live a healthier, fuller life.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. The stories that...
This is a Nigeria Info special broadcast.
The nation's number one talk station, 99.3 Nigeria Info, Lagos, Nigeria. Good morning to you, and thank you for joining us again on our broadcast today. I'm Sharif. I have Ireti Bakare-Yusuf here. I also have Ufouma, Egbamuno, and Marian Okon all in the studio with me, and we're doing a live coverage of the Inauguration Day. Nigeria gets new president today, that's certain. And we're talking about, we've started the conversation about the highs of Buhari's government. You know, after taking the last round of highs, I'll come to you, the listener, to tell me what you feel could be termed as one of the highs of the Buhari's government, one of the positives, or the positives of Buhari's government. Ireti, it's yours that we're here to take, so let's have your positives of Buhari's government.
Well, okay, so we have to step back to 2015, right? I remember him after 6 months, he gave up. I had to hold the laughter down because, you know, it was interesting because here we were, all of us excited. We're excited that this guy was coming in. And like Ufouma said he had had enough of the PDP. For me, I had had enough of GJ, who I voted for. That's or I always have to remember that. And in 2015, we had two choices, didn't we? We had GJ and we had Buhari, and that was it. We always must always remember that because we forget so very quickly the choices we had. So I had had enough of GJ and the excesses. And we must remember, I really must call us to remember, GJ's time was the most excessive in spending, and I mean wanton spend, sort of shameless corruption, if you like. GJ's time was the time when what do you call those things, makeup artists and stuff were being flown to Dubai. Remember, they would get flown to Dubai and they would get paid the equivalent of somebody's lifetime salaries, you know, and we hadn't seen that before in Nigeria, right? Now, foolishly, some now say, you know, that was because there was, it was actually a false economy that was being spent like it wasn't going to run out. Anyway, so I have to paint that scenario of how we got here because we often forget and we have forgotten. So there were all those things. I mean, I was aware of people who would ship in, from I don't have a heart attack, but they would ship in foie gras from Selfridges by private jet, literally during GEJ's time. Right? And foie gras is one of the most expensive things you can eat. It's horrible anyway, but they would literally send a jet to Selfridges.
To go and
bring food. Come, let's eat. Go to those kind of things.
Remember the arms deal money?
Exactly. So we've got, what I mean? We forget so very quickly how we got here and what it was that was upsetting the likes of Ufouma and upsetting the likes of me and upsetting the majority of the country. So Buhari was going to come in and it was all hopes. But what did we want Buhari to come in for? We wanted him to come in because we felt we were losing our discipline. We were losing our sense of value. We were losing our sense of moderation. We wanted somebody to come in and put order into place. I will always say, aside of the excesses, I voted out GJ after the Chibok girls. So there's always an issue for me that I can point to and say, this is where you lost me. You did everything. You were already losing me slowly but surely, but you finally lost me at this point. So the Chibok girls was it for me. And Buhari had promised with his wife that they would be bringing back. They'll do everything to get back the girls and stuff. 6 months in, the man is sworn in. It was all very exciting. Like I was telling you, I was at his inauguration. And it was very exciting. And I remember, do you forget those 6 months when everybody said, the fear of Buhari is the beginning of wisdom. So we all thought,
how naive. How naive we all were.
Everybody fell for the body language. Right.
No, everybody.
Osimanjo will handle the economy, Buhari will handle security. Come on. How dumb were we all?
I'm about to
you
fall off my
can't
chair.
blame us, right?
I'm blaming myself. Actually, it's Sheriff
I'm keeping quiet because I wasn't part of that.
It's one of the things that it haunts me till today, and it will forever be a stain on my your
mindset,
on my judgment.
Right.
But
I don't think you should be too hard on yourself.
I will be too hard. I'm sorry, Ireti. I will be too hard on myself. Because some of us were not old enough to remember Buhari between December 31st, 1983 to August 27, 1985. Yes, some of us were not old enough. I was barely 5 years old at the time. But we had older people, who saw, who told us, who kept telling us that this man you're trying to bring back is probably not good enough. Yes, we also had some people who saw it and still told us, he has changed. He's now a reformed Democrat. But we had the warnings. People told us, but like you said, the 6 years or almost 6 years of Jonathan had gotten us to a place where most of us felt away with this nonsense.
Which is why I'm saying don't blame yourself.
But guess what? We didn't know we were going from frying pan to fire.
But wait, did we go into fire though?
Did we not?
Well, let's see. That's what I'm saying.
Go on, Ireti, go on.
And I think Sheriff is right. We can't blame ourselves because it wasn't even so much. That fear came from his old uniform.
Yeah.
That's what we forgot. We forgot that he no longer wore that uniform. We forgot that this man was 30 years older. He was no longer that young, sprightly, fearless. So
and to add, we forget that in the 30 years or thereabouts,
go and watch us on
we forgot, and sadly so, that in the 30 years or thereabout between his 1.0 and when he won the elections, the man did no much of upgrading of himself.
Yes, okay, so let me say.
He was still a prisoner of the past, yes.
Let me come back because I'm sorry, Sheriff. I know you didn't really ask us to go back, but I have to to take us back.
It's okay, it's right.
Because we don't remember how we got here. Yeah. We always think it just happens to us. It happens. Something happened. No, something didn't happen. We took part in steps. There was a process that got us here. So I say people were excited about, the discipline, the man of discipline, because we were losing discipline, we're losing value. And we have to say, I even though, I wasn't here, Buhari 2.0, I was in England, but I knew, right? Okay, I'm also a part-time child of history, right? A part-time student of history, if you like, right? So I knew. Now, here's the thing. We voted Buhari because we wanted order.
We wanted change.
We wanted discipline.
We were so changed.
But you have to break down the change.
It's also because we're desperate.
Yes.
We were pushed to the brink.
But we're always desperate at the tail end of almost every administration under this democratic dispensation.
And that's where I'm going. We wanted change, but what was that change? Discipline. Order. We didn't want value. We wanted a value system. We wanted, a society that was now going to be sort of more conforming to the law. And those were the things that Buhari 1.0 stood for. That was the uniform he wore. We forgot two things. So those who were saying he's changed, he's everything, they were right, only they didn't know change yet or see change. Change, get change. No, but it's true, 30 years on, he's a grown man. No, let's be honest, 30 years on, he's a grown man. 30 years on, he's a man who had tried to be a Democrat 4 times before he won, right? So think of 30 years on, he's a man who had cried on TV that he lost election. All of those things matter, and they shape us as human beings, and they shape us as leaders. Now, here's the key factor that we really forgot. All right. Really, really forgot. Why Buhari could actually not deliver, even if he wanted to. Buhari without Idiagbon was nothing.
Thank you.
So nobody.
What do you drink? What do you drink?
Forgot.
Because yes,
we all. I
keep
red wine.
Okay, darling, I got you. I got you, baby. I got you. Yes, this is the conversation I always have. We forget that the man that was in the room that was making things happen was no longer part of his team, and there always has to be an Idiagbon, whatever his last name is.
And it's also
Tunde
Idiagbon.
Yes.
Tunde Idiagbon. And why did Idiagbon even matter so much? Because Buhari has trust factor issues. He trusted Idiagbon with his life. Why? Buhari had saved Idiagbon in the war. You see, everything has context in Liayi. I keep saying to people, right? So, here you had back then a man. You have to remember again, Buhari came through a trajectory of the military, right? Buhari had saved Idiagbon during the war. He had saved Idiagbon. That's why when Idiagbon was away, right, when the coup happened, the coup that toppled him, Idiagbon was at Mecca, he was at Hajj, and the Arabs, they offered him, asylum. He said, no, I have to go back because this man saved my life. This is my boss. He came back, and of course, he ended up getting locked up or house arrest. So there was that trust factor between them. Sure. So if you look at Buhari's back then cabinet, there were only 2 civilians, Tam David West and Shonekon. Those were the only 2 civilians. Everybody else was military, right? So the trust factor, when we all went to school together, we had the same disciplinary training, we've all been, and back then, there's something amongst the military that doesn't exist among civilians. And it's that sense of country first, because remember, they're soldiers. They go out there and they put their lives. So all of those things, I'm telling our listeners, bear that in mind. That's why Buhari was strong then. Now, Buhari, the Democrat, did not have Idiagbon that he could trust. Thank you, my darling. I don't know what they're doing to the AC. I think they're trying to make me suffer for doing all these things. I should look beautiful, irrespective.
Sorry.
Right. So Buhari 2015 didn't have Tunde Idiagbon. Buhari 2015 didn't have people from the military that had become Alagbada, what do we call them? Democrats like him. Yeah. Civilians, thank you. Right? So Buhari 2015, if you remember, Ufouma, you covered our news. If you remember, Buhari 2015 couldn't stand the National Assembly. Remember, he hated them. He literally had so much disdain for them. He didn't want to have to go to them to get permission. But Buhari 2015 forgot that He could not just say, "Oh yeah,
decree 2 or decree 4."
He forgot that as a Democrat and democracy.
Remember there was also a point where a particular bill was being pushed to grant him some type of power. Some sweeping power.
Thank you.
Yes.
You see, so remember all of that. So here was a man who came in. And he suddenly realized when he sat down, number one, that's when you know the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. In fact, you know the kidney of the truth. Because you're looking on the outside. The best job to have in any time is the opposition. Do you understand? When I'm on
it's easier from the outside.
I can be looking at Ufouma's job and think I can do it better. Right? Till I sit in Ufouma's chair. So Buhari, who had been...
and sleep by 1 a.m. and wake up 4 a.m. to prepare the news.
Please.
I say you people should go and watch us on YouTube and watch Ufouma's face, honestly. When he frowns, it's like, he's so cute. Really? You just want to put him into your pocket. Like, seriously.
Wow, Ufouma, wow.
Anyway, back to work. So he didn't like the National Assembly. He didn't like the fact that he had to go to them to get anything approved. Even if when Tinubu brings his list out again today, this afternoon, this evening, remember, the National Assembly still has to approve all the list.
To
a Buhari in 2015, that was like, what Kamfa? In the old days, I just tell them to do. Ufouma, you there, this one, you there. Sharif, you there, Marianne, you at the back. And so he had to get used so much. Also,
and spent 6 months before he appointed his cabinet.
He gave an excuse.
And we went into the first recession.
No, and spent 6 months actually trying to understand that, you know what, civilians are also human beings. Do you get? I don't think he trusts. I think he.
Are you ambitious to earn above 500,000 naira and willing to take your career to the next level? Do you have a car and ready to start a new career working in an American company? Then this is an opportunity for you. An American company in Lekki is recruiting managerial position. Kindly send your resume and application letter to jobs.kyavilia@gmail.com. Jobs@kyavilia, spelt KYAVALIR @gmail.com, or call 0815-705-0505 or 0906-282-0052 or 0906-000-5425 to book for an interview.
This is an infomercial. You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Waiting go kill a man, I believe no. Magic the baby. I get thank you for Azza. I'm a body one, borrow the rubber. I shall the one do data. My mama call me later. She need funds, so this guy matter. Now me be my one and only comforter. And if I say no rubber, I'm on the goal. My leg at the bottom. I could jump like my brother. Yeah, I know the end. Yeah, I know the end. Oh, I could live my life. Oh, I could jump my life. Cause yeah, I know the end. Yeah, I know the end.
Another one. The Samsung Galaxy A series family just got larger. The A24 series just landed. This device has triple camera, immersive display, and of course has ultimate NOx protection. For every A14, A24, A34, or A54 device you buy, you get a travel adapter. Do not forget that with Samsung FlexPay, you can pay as low as 7,000 naira monthly to win any of the A series devices and pay small over 3 to 12 months installment. Go get all your A series devices at any authorized Samsung store.
Tasting cup of Nescafe 3-in-1. Just add water and enjoy the blend of coffee, creamer, and sugar with that rich, creamy taste you love. To help you start strong and make every morning count. Start strong, finish strong. Nescafe.
Naija people with the yarn better tori abeg.
For Italian league, Osimhen and goals can't be like 5 and 6, bruh. The Ballon d'Or remain no.
I'm a different one on this one. Her father picked some boy over his own daughter as CEO.
No one tells a story like we do. Stream live football, local and international shows on Showmax, Africa's original streaming service. Sign up at showmax.com.
Education is a key driver for growth for any economy. It's time to beam the spotlight on how technology can be used to strengthen the education sector, level the playing field, and make education accessible for all. Join us on EdTech Mondays on Nigeria Info Lagos at 6:45 a.m. every Monday as we discuss the key education stakeholders on emerging topics in education and the use of technology for addressing any challenges. EdTech Mondays is brought to you by MasterCard Foundation and Co-Creation Hub Nigeria.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the biggest football fan festival is back. It's Goalfest, the Festival of Champions. Featuring exciting games, food, comedy, live music by some of the very best Nigerian music superstars. And you can watch the UEFA Champions League final on a huge screen. Goalfest 2023 will take place on the 10th of June at the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Amadu Bello Way, Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 2 p.m. Get your tickets now available at www.goalfestnigeria.com. Goalfest 2023 is powered by Femi and the Gang and Football Republic. Proudly refreshed by Pepsi.
Sponsored by BetWinner.
See, everybody with him own wahala. Every day comes with its own version of challenges, and you have to be ready to face them, because only then can you move on to the next. That's why I never miss my breakfast. Scratch that! My peak protein breakfast with the nutrients and energy I need to face each day, one challenge at a time.
Every day is a good day to power on with Peak Protein Breakfast. Have you had yours? Peak. Reach for your peak.
My friend, you don't buy new mattress?
Yes, so they even dash me bag of rice join.
For real?
It is real. Buy any Mocha Flora or Mocha Wellbeing Regina mattress with 2 pillows and get a bag of rice free. Visit any accredited Mocha dealer nationwide to purchase. Offer valid while stocks last. Terms and conditions apply. Mocha, adding comfort to life.
Health, they say, is wealth. But when securing good health costs you an arm and a leg, or when you are at the hospital and they insist on a hefty deposit before treatment,
but when Avon HMO has your back, you won't have to scream, Yekba, because in the end, we all need people. Visit avonhealthcare.com now to get an Avon Health plan for you and your people.
Avon HMO, empowering you to live a healthier, fuller life.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back. 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Radio plus information, news, sports, and current affairs equal to 99.3 Nigeria Info. Your radio station of the year. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This
is a Nigeria Info special broadcast.
The nation's #1 talk station, 99.3 Nigeria Info, Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for joining us again. We're still live for you, covering the what do you call it now? Inauguration ceremony. Right.
What's Igbamuno?
I don't understand.
Yeah, that's what we're covering. So I'm seeing a picture on the TV. So I'm wondering, Have they started? I thought they were going to start at 10. Then I wasn't sure, so that
It's
was
9
why
o'clock
I
now.
delayed
Yeah.
a bit there. So yeah, it's okay. We have one of our correspondents at Eagle Square, Abuja, joining us right now. Philip Nweli is the news manager, Abuja. Philip, good morning to you. Hello, Philip. Philip, can you hear me? Okay, Philip is no more there. Let's quickly conclude on our
On looking back.
Yes. Yes, please.
Looking back. So where did I go? So
We
anyway,
were talking about how Buhari was complimented by Diagbo.
Yes. So we get, he becomes this Democrat. He doesn't want to talk to. I mean, we've got to remember that, and we were laughing about this during the break, that whilst the rest of us in those 30 years were busy growing up as humans and learning from other humans and connecting with other humans, etc.
And becoming internet savvy, and we started using emails and internet.
Buhari was talking to cows.
And cattle. Sadly.
In Dara. It was.
Yeah, that's euphemism for he was a headsman.
No,
he's
that's
still a
not
headsman.
Lagos don't mind. I meant cows and cattle. I didn't mean herdsmen.
No, but that's been a headsman now. That's been a headsman.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hello, Philip. Good morning to you. Philip, can you hear me?
Hello?
Philip, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Let me try and get to a quiet place.
Okay, please do.
I need to hear your question.
All right. We'll wait for you. Thank you, Philip. All right.
The network around that Eagle Square is going to be horrible.
Be very problematic, yes.
Because of course, the DSS will do what the DSS always does.
Best.
And what's that? Entertain more calls.
Jam all your calls.
Jam everything.
It's just security measures,
Which
so
makes
that
sense.
if because of course we've known in the build to this inauguration day, there've been a lot of reports, especially from this, alleging that there are plans to disrupt the ins and all of that. So usually security measures, they tend to ensure that communication is a bit difficult in and around venues of this kind of epic event, so that we don't hear something bad, and definitely we don't want to hear.
So it should, and I think anybody that goes there to be disruptive should get a.
The person who faced the wrath of the law.
If you want to be, protest, that's away from this. Yeah. Anyway, back to what we're saying before, so we can move forward. So you had that Buhari, and If Ufouma lost faith in him in 6 months, imagine everybody else. So it's not so much that we have to say, it's not so much that we were wrong to vote for Buhari, it's that we forgot that within people come with several layers and speckles, and we also forgot the background. Forgot that we voted Buhari without an Idiagbon. Had we voted in Buhari and Idiagbon, remember, for me, one of the things is the highlights that we're talking about, or lowlights. Highlights. So one of the highlights for me when he came in was that he grew and became a Democrat, even though that was late. Right? He grew and became a Democrat. That's number one. Number two, highlights. I like the fact that even if Good Luck started it, he continued what Good Luck started. I really respect, and I think that's what we need to get to.
Continuity in government.
Yes, absolutely. People, government, leaders, local government, or otherwise, they must stop going into office and thinking, I have to delete what Ufouma has done because I'm the next person, and I must do my own. I remember interviewing General Tafa. General Tafa, I think, became under Buhari. He was the governor, whatever they call them, is a military administrator of Abeokuta, that sort of region. And I remember talking to him, and I remember him saying that when he took office, they said, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Back then, that Nigerians and Nigeria don't change. It is us that do us, right? And General Tafa said to me, he said to them, stop. My predecessor, what was he working on? They said, no, sir, all of that one. He said, no. Go and bring me a list of what my predecessor was working on. Let's review it and take it from there. He said that's what I insisted on. And that continuity is important, right? So I like the fact that is what is done with the railways, what is done with the Niger Bridge, although Nigeria and bridges. So as a child of England, I was always marveled when I get here and everybody keeps going, somebody built a bridge. I'm like, I don't understand it. Is that a big deal?
It's not an accomplishment. It shouldn't be.
It is, because they now say to me, go to some states, you will never see any bridges.
They don't even have roads.
So I got to understand.
So talking about that bridge, it's a huge landmark.
Yes.
For people who live on the other side of the River Niger, if you live in the south, if you've lived almost all your life in the southwest and you've not gone across that Niger, you wouldn't understand how big critical that project actually is. Is the road that links the east to the west. And every December, when people are going home, the old bridge is a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
When you say nightmare in what way?
The road is jam-packed because a lot of persons are trying to go home at the same time. There's mad traffic. You can literally, from Lagos, if you go by bus, you can literally get to the Onitsha Head Bridge from Asaba, say, depending on how fast you are, say 2-3 p.m. But you could spend another 3-4 hours to get from just the bridge in Asaba.
And that bridge is only 100 kilometers.
Exactly. So you could spend 3 hours from just crossing the bridge from Asaba to Onitsha. That's how horrible it can get. So building that second Niger bridge to give options is a huge landmark that, trust me, people that live in the southern part of the country, the southeastern part of the country across the Niger will definitely benefit from in years to come.
Ufouma, please hold your thoughts. Let's cross over to, I can't seem to be hearing myself. Let's cross over to Abuja, Eagle Square. We have our chief correspondent, Philip Nweli, joining us right now. Philip, good morning to you. Philip, can you hear me? Hello, Philip. Philip, can you hear me?
Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning to you, Philip. How are you doing?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning, Sherry.
Right, fantastic. Now, Lagos is listening to you right now, Philip. Yes, we can hear you too. Talk to us. What can you tell us about what is happening right now at Eagle Square? There's a delay. Dignitaries
are coming in and out are coming in for the crowd. They are one overwhelmed crowd. A lot of people because they won't go there about some persons might be trying to disrupt this event. But as I speak with you, I can see dignitaries walking into the VIP stand. I can't really say who they are. But when I was walking in, trying to make my way into the arena itself, the Ataofe Gala was one of the traditional rulers that tried to go through the scanning machine that was placed at the stadium, at the Eagle Square, venue of the presidential inauguration. As it is now, the entire place is calm, although a bit rowdy, and it rained earlier this morning, so the place is cool, the weather is clement. We just hope that we don't see another rain because the cloud is gathering. So everything is calm. The organizers are trying to, arrange the guests as they come in and ensure that people avoid the areas that were marked out for the military to do their stuff. So that is how it is currently. Media personnel are taking their positions. Yes.
As you were coming in, did you see any sign of protesters gathering outside Eagle Square or somewhere close?
No, there there's no way you will have that kind of thing here because what the security measures that were put in place was to cordon off all the major road or the access points to the Eagle Square. So it will be difficult for such persons to come in here. Our question was asked whether earlier whether I think that the presidential candidates of the PDP and Labour Party will attend this event, but I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I don't see that happening. You know, the process that brought about this election is still being challenged in court. So there's no way you can have those two candidates at this venue. The place is still calm. We don't know what is happening outside as I speak, because as you are coming in, there are 1, 2, 3 points where you have to go through security check before you pass through the scanner. The vehicle was parked there. They brought a second one. So before you come in, you will pass through the scanner. If you have any bag, they collect the bag for you, scan it, and allow you in.
Philip, do we have the exact time the ceremony will start?
Yes, from the program that was, announced earlier by the Secretary to the government of the Federation, as the outgoing Secretary to the government of the Federal he said that the ceremony will start by 10 a.m. And going by what I believe it will start by 10 a.m. And if you go by what the outgoing president has been saying, he's been looking forward to this event. I just chose my God how to pronounce that. He's been looking forward to this event. If you recall, last week when a book was launched on his behalf, he said, I look forward to Monday very desperately. I will use the weekend to sign some of the papers so that from Eagle Square I will fly to Kaduna and eventually go to Daura. As we speak, an advance team has gone to Daura. They are planning to hold housing reception for former president Muhammadu Buhari as soon as he lands. I can't really say whether he will, have his retirement in Daura. He keeps mentioning Daura, but oftentimes before he became president, he always stayed in Kaduna. Nobody really knows what will happen, when he leaves office finally. I was there when he took the income president, Parliament, the offices at the villa. Although they refused to, grant any press interview, he went round, he showed him his office, the tea room, the press gallery, where the council meets, normally stays, and other essential parts. I believe by now, the incoming president would have moved into the presidential villa. So from the Eagle Square, the former president or the outgoing president Muhammadu Buhari will move straight, just like he's always said, to Daura.
Philip, would get back to you as the day goes by. Thank you so much for the update. Appreciate you. Thank you, Philip. Okay, so there you go, gentlemen. Thank you. That's it. All right. We're back from Eagle Square. What a trip, yeah?
Yeah.
It's, with so much turbulence there in that trip. But we're getting pictures live from Eagle Square. The armed forces are ready to get things on the way. And we're also seeing dignitaries, coming in droves as well. Beautiful flowers line up the stairways to the podium where the dignitaries are seated. And hopefully things will get underway. I can see Governor Soludo somewhere there. I can see Aliko Dangote somewhere there as well. Otedola is also being spotted somewhere there, and a whole lot of other dignitaries, can be spotted, somewhere in the crowd. But rest assured, we'll be keeping one eye at the Eagle Square one other eye would the other states, all the 28 states will manage the other eye that we have. But one eye will have to be at Eagle Square. So, gentlemen, ladies, let's before we go to the telephone lines, because I'd love to get the highs,
yes,
from the people. But before we go there, how about in terms of military empowerment? Did Buhari try as regards improving our military capability as a nation?
Well, certainly from GEJ, he certainly took it back. I mean, but not as well as he should have. And that's also the other part that's disturbing, because there was a military general, former general, retired, whatever, who you thought his primary focus actually could be on the one thing, his constituency or his former constituency, that he understands the importance of strengthening of a strong military force in order to both only protect the country, but also to give the country a sense of protection, right? I don't think the military did any better with regards to achievements under Buhari than they would have if it was not a Buhari. Does that make sense? So Buhari being a general, a former military person, you would have thought the military would do better, better equipment. He gave them equipment and everything, which GEJ had failed on. But what I'm saying is their sort of achievements, you would have thought would have gone back to glory. But we didn't see that. Now, it was in GEJ's time. It's so funny. You guys are triggering memories in me. That I went to, I think it might have been Mauritius. Was it Mauritius? It was Mauritius. Yeah, it was the Indian Ocean. It was Mauritius back then. And we didn't know in Nigeria. So I'm walking on the bay, sort of seafront of thing where, you have food and everything with my partner at the time. And there's this, we see Nigerian, what do you call it, the Navy people, all dressed up and everything. I'm like, oh, baby, what's going on? Our people, are we at war or something? And then we talked to them and they said, oh, we've brought our ships because there was some sort of military, maybe show
exercise or something.
Yeah, something. That actually, the Indian Ocean is one of the roughest ocean in the world, right? Now, I wasn't GG's time, it was Buhari's time, and Nigeria was I think we were the only one from Africa that took our ships, that were able to take our military ships.
Able to wade the water.
Yes, and actually take part in this, whatever they were doing. And so they took us inside to go meet the captain, and that was a moment of pride. People, we forget that. So you expect things like that under Buhari, but I don't think we got more of that.
Yeah,
I would slightly disagree. I think that under President Buhari, while we still have almost same security challenges as we had under Jonathan, maybe in slightly different form. Let's also not forget, to remind the listener that we had about 17 local governments that were under.
That's right.
Boko Haram. And before Buhari took over.
Correct.
I think right about now there is next to none.
They've taken them all back.
But these guys have sort of reinvented themselves into something else. So we're still getting, security issues here and there. But
we've claimed back the ground.
Yes.
But the people are
but they're still there, like Marianne says, sleeper cells here and there. But I think in terms of empowering the military,
are they as active as they were during Jonathan?
Yes and no. I would say yes and no.
I think it's underreported.
You could argue that it's underreported. You could also argue that they are not brazen
as they were.
Yes. Because of course they captured some local governments. They were the instrument of government. But they've metamorphosed into something else that we now supposedly call bandits. I never call them bandits. Well, I call them bandits until they were.
I think they have different names. Unknown gunmen.
I was forced to call them bandits because I never wanted to call them bandits until there was that.
But they're terrorists.
Yes.
Right.
So since he was gazetted, I've been calling them what they are: terrorists. That's what they are.
Yeah.
But you could also you have to give credit to Major General retired Buhari. I always say this, and it makes me laugh. The Punch newspapers, I think it was 2 years ago, went on that sort of, and they said, they were going to, as a matter of policy, keep calling him what he was, and they've always stuck to that.
Yeah.
So every time you read the Punch, you will see Major, and that's what he actually is, by the way.
Well, the last thing he is president. And the Punch is just being obnoxious.
That's what you think. I chose to join the Punch this morning and call him Major General retired.
Should we call him Major General retired Buhari president?
Anyone?
I don't think that he lived up to the Major General title, unfortunately. He was very weak in his positions. One of the things that icked me out about this Buhari administration the most is the fact that he was always surprised at every single story that broke. No, let's go there. How are you a president, a commander-in-chief?
Hold on, guys. Let's quickly finish up with the.
I was saying, I was trying to say that he has, in terms of equipment to fight terrorism and all of the issues, his government in 8 years has tried a lot.
Yeah, but
let's not forget that there was also the international issue where
I was about to say that.
I think it was the United States.
The United States Senate
refused
to
they
presided
sell
over it.
Weapons to us.
Hardware.
However,
my question is
that's because we made it. We were topping the list on human rights abuses, especially our security agencies, and they needed that assurance that we were going to use it only on terrorists, and that's why they now made sure that these people we used to call gunmen and this and that were now called terrorists. They became a terrorist organization. That's how we could only use it.
And my point is, yes, he did all of this. Whilst he was Buhari, but did he do all of this? It wouldn't have been, what's the word? How am I trying to explain this? So we would have expected more. He didn't do any more than an ordinary civilian that became president.
You could argue
do you
that,
get my point?
but also you could argue that, but the Nigerian police force, majority of the Nigerian police force will tell you that they are mostly better off under President Buhari.
No.
Hold on. No.
Is this a joke?
It's not about a joke. I'm talking in terms of welfare.
Right.
I'm talking in terms of welfare.
Yeah.
It's the Buhari administration that I think twice in his 8 years has tried to improve the welfare. Yeah, it's not it's not El Dorado yet.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you.
But increase in salaries and trying to ensure that their barracks or their equipment, they're giving more. Because let's not forget, under military rule, we had the bastardization of the Nigerian police, whatever the reason where, but the Nigerian police got worse.
Welfare from security.
It's part of it.
No.
A policeman needs to be well-fed,
the military
remunerated.
Gentlemen.
Police is part of the military. I'm talking security apparatus in general.
We'll come back. We'll come back to this.
Gentlemen of the press, you mean?
We'll come back to this.
I know they say that all the time.
Because
they can't see the front of us.
No.
We're gentlemen of the press.
We need to head out now. We need to take this break. Okay. When we return from this break, we'll talk some more. Lagos, please stay with us. We'll be back.
Stay tuned for more exciting shows from your radio station of the year, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Moves must be made.
Terms and conditions apply.
Then say health na wealth, but when person dey arrange in health, can't lose one hand, one leg. Abi na when you dey hospital, they come tell you say you must drop heavy money first before they even think of to begin any treatment.
But when Avon HMO Tandagidiba with you, you no go dey shout yekpa, cause last, now all of us need people. Visit avonhealthcare.com now to get Avon Health Plan for you and your people.
Avon HMO, empowering you to live a healthier, fuller life.
Guy, if I tell you see all this plenty airtime and data, who are they take flex? Now dash glow dash me, you go believe.
Dash get for this kind of economy, I beg you.
Diana, as I buy my glow sim like this, spirit, I first collect 1,000 naira. Welcome.
Internazionale of Milan and Manchester City, a side who have dominated the past few years but haven't managed to quite win the thing yet. All will be happening in Istanbul. In Istanbul, and of course, our very own Burna Ball Live will be performing live there in the pre-match opening ceremony. So if you do not like football, at least you'd say you like music. So catch it on that very day. Of course, all these three finals would be available to you for as low as 3,500 naira. So try not to miss it. Please try not to miss it. I mean, this is football. Anything can happen, and you do not want to be told when it happens. Of course, to reconnect to DSTV, download the My DSTV app today. Stay connected to DSTV to catch all these finals live and in HD. Very important. Note that between May the 28th and June the 10th.
That was an infomercial.
This is a Nigeria Info special broadcast.
The nation's number one talk station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Yes, we are back on a live coverage of the Inauguration Day here in Nigeria. It's a historic day. It's a memorable day for quite a number of people. And we'll try as much as possible to bring you sight and sound, even though it's a radio. Well, then we'll tell you what we can see. I'm Sheriff Quadri. Ufouma Egbamuno is here. Marianne Duke Okon is here. And Ireti Bakare-Yusuf is also here with us in the studio. I can see former President Gula Jonathan and his wife, former First Lady Patience Jonathan, also. I can see her. I can see
CJN.
The CJN Chief Justice, Justice Ariwola, is also being cited right there. I could see the Vice President-elect, who is also has been cited, and his wife cited in the crowd there. So quite a number of dignitaries are there already. Things are shaping up. 9:38 is the time. Before we go on at all, I think we can quickly cross over to River State. Let's see if we can connect to our reporter there, Onyekachi Nwosu, who is on ground to give us updates as to the event and happenings in Rivers. As soon as we're able to get him, okay, you see, so we can't get to him. Hopefully, we'll be able to get through to him any moment now. So, gentlemen of the press, I think let's go to the telephone lines and go take some thoughts in on the highs. We've not even touched on the lows yet, and we've not even touched on the agenda for the incoming government yet as well. So all of these areas we'll try as much as possible to touch on. Okay. So let's take some calls in on what people would credit the Buhari government for. That's the highs. Now, what are those things that you've seen that you would say, yes, he tried, he did well? So let's talk. 0700 993 993 993 and 01 465 7190. I can see a dignitary has just arrived. I can't tell exactly who that person is. Because the person is still inside the car. It's been escorted by security operatives. So let's get on with the calls now. Nigeria Info, good morning to you. That call has dropped. Let's take another call. Nigeria Info, morning to you. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, please. Let's take another call. Nigeria Info, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Sheriff.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Dan Baba.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I've been listening to your colleague. They've said almost all what I wanted to say. The real reason why some of us voted for Buhari in 2016, we even had issue with people who doesn't believe in this man. Unfortunately, what they told us has come to pass. But one thing that gave me joy this morning is that nothing but President Buhari is going. I don't care if it is Tinubu or anybody that is coming. I've been praying for today to come, and I'm happy that he's here. I don't want to start mentioning what he has not done, his failure. I think that will give me more, heart attack. instead, I'll focus on the president-elect, whether we like it or not.
What would you say? What would you say he did well that you can credit him for?
It's difficult, my brother, to be honest with you. I would have loved to say something about the infrastructure, but what I went through along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, I lost business. I know people that lose their job. So it's difficult. It's difficult. I can't, to be honest with you. Let this man just go.
Okay, all right. Thank you to you, Dan Baba, for calling. Let's take another call. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Perry.
Yes, this morning to you.
Everybody, good morning. This is Rita from Lakwe.
Welcome, Rita.
Perry, I am the most happiest person on earth today. I am happy that the president is going out today, to be sincere with you.
What would you say he's done well?
I am tired. In fact, even the incoming president, he has not started though. I'm waiting to see his own performance.
Rita, can you hear me? What would you say he's done well that you can applaud him for?
Even the bridge, nothing. I am not see.
The bridge, he didn't do the bridge well.
President Boye has not done anything.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yes, so in my own, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
All right, Rita. Thank you. Let's take another call. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Sherry.
Yes, this morning to you.
This is Pastor Ladipo calling from Relay.
All right, we're waiting.
Now, what I think Buhari has done well, he has brought a lot of people into the awareness and consciousness about governance. That is what he has done. He has opened the eyes of people that look, everybody must be interested in who governs them. I'm telling you, if there's anything this man has done, because if you look at it, Sheriff, clearly, we have more people now who are more aware of their political consciousness. That is the truth.
And that's a credit to Buhari.
Yes, I'm telling you, because the guy opened our eyes.
That's very weird. Thank you. Thank you for your thought. I appreciate it. Let's take one more. Good morning to you. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, this morning to you.
Yes, so my name is Osaz from Ikorodu.
Welcome, Osaz.
Yes, please, I want to ask a question, please. Is also CBN governor going as well?
Do you want to go there and check? Maybe you check.
He means is he leaving?
The CBN governor to also back in that.
Oh, you mean leaving? I thought he's talking about going there. Okay. Okay. All right.
No, not yet.
It's not. It doesn't work that way. Because he's not an elected official, so it really doesn't work that way.
Left on his term.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, but thank you for calling. Appreciate it. We can see quite a number of delegates that are here. The what do they call them now? The service chiefs.
Yes.
Yeah,
service
we can see them. The four of them, they're there. We've seen the Liberian president, George Weah.
Yes.
We've also seen the Senate president, Ahmed Lawan. We've seen the speaker.
Yes.
What are they doing? Is this National Assembly? What are they doing? Oh, they're taking pictures. Okay.
Yes.
The Senate president, the outgoing Senate president, and the outgoing House of Reps speaker, Bajabi Amila, they just took their pictures and they are confused as to where they will sit, but they found a place for them now. They will find their way. But we can also see that some dignitaries are still in their cars waiting to berth. Let's use the port terminal, the port terminology. Yeah. So once they get to the place that, okay, that's the president-elect. From what we can see here, Bola Tinubu. Yeah, hopefully he's the one.
Can you see him?
Well, we're not certain, but it looks more like it.
Yeah.
Where? Is he lost in the crowd? I can't see him.
No, it's in the vehicle.
Oh, I was going to say.
Oh, well, there is the CBN governor sitting
That's
next
the CBN
to
governor. That's Tony Elumelu. Yeah.
Talk about
So the place is filled up, actually. The place is filled up.
So the person that wanted to know if Elumelu was going, you and I on...
No,
I mean, not Emefiele. You and I are on the same boat. Actually, I'm on your side. But unfortunately, he actually has a year left. But that doesn't mean that the new president can't get rid of him. But I reckon They won't need to get rid of him. I reckon somebody's going to be going on a long holiday.
Holiday,
I said.
There's no love lost.
Vacay,
There's no love lost.
Vacay.
There's no love lost in the camp of the president-elect and, of course, the CBN
and
governor.
the people and us.
And the silence is pretty loud.
And us. I still couldn't get cash yesterday at the ATM. I still couldn't get cash yesterday at the ATM. Sharif, there was still no cash.
No, but I was able to. Just yesterday.
No, how much did you get?
I was able to get some money.
No. How much? Don't
I was able to get. I was able to get some money.
Okay, you can't get more than 20,000.
I was able to get some money.
Do you know what it is? I do not ever use cash, right? So yesterday you all know why. I needed cash, right? I can't be Judine and not spray my nieces.
Judile.
Hey. Cannot be Judine and not spray. Sorry, I'm a Yoruba girl. Anyway, I go to all the ATMs.
And there's no money.
Literally, the only one that had money, we only get 5K. No, do not tell me there is cash. And that's the first time I've attempted to do that in a year because I literally don't use cash.
Me too, I don't.
And they're still selling.
So
fresh
he's
money for
here.
10,000
The president-elect is here. Is making his way to the stands right now where he would sit. I can see
his wife.
Wife now, Remi Tinubu, also in the crowd. It's getting very, very rowdy.
And
I don't know if they came.
Why are they beating people up?
No, so but who are those people trying to get rowdy? Like who are those people? That would
I
be...
see an auntie. I don't know who she is, but she looks gorgeous in green, and they're stunning glasses.
Really?
White is the auntie.
She just picked out somebody in the.
I don't know. She's
she
an
picked
auntie.
out somebody in the crowd that looks exactly like her. Like how she dressed.
I mean, did you not see her? I know we're looking at the president, but he just looks normal.
The president-elect.
Right? The president-elect. He just looks normal.
Yeah.
That auntie in the green was it. We must talk fashion whilst we're here. Come on. What do we think that
so you're the fashion police.
His missus is wearing? What's her name?
Oluremi.
Yes.
Well, she looks okay in a buba and rapper.
Ashoke.
She's okay.
Very muted.
Her typical style of
yes,
gilly.
I've never seen her as a style icon ever.
No.
She's just normal. She's more of a politician that's not necessarily interested in fashion.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Exactly.
But she was interested in bullying, so we hope she calms down now. Yes. Now that you are I've got to go there.
Did you say calm down or ramp it up?
She now needs to calm down because she was very much a bully. That is a fact.
Well, she's told
but
you.
She's
well,
now
she's
at
told
the villa.
you that she doesn't need Nigeria's money. That they're comfortable.
But it's all about money.
How's that for calming down?
I don't care about money. You have to calm down in your behavior. You have to calm down in the way you talk with people, the way you relate with people. You have to understand that you are now at the highest office in the land.
I think that
right?
I think the president's wife must have given her some pep talk while they were.
Well, she wasn't exactly great, so I wouldn't be taking advice from Aisha Buhari.
Gosh. What do you want? My God.
Sorry.
Mariana's taking it personally. Like, so what do you want now? Like, what do you want?
But, okay, so here's the thing. Aisha Buhari, I mean, honestly, I interviewed Aisha Buhari before her husband won, right? Sweet, nice, yada, yada, yada. There was all that, remember there was all that...
The boy?
Oh, no, their daughter, the pretty one, what's it called? Zara.
Yeah.
Remember there was all that social media stuff going. And I said, okay, may I interview Zara? And she said, actually, no, because we don't like all this social media noise. You can talk to her sister Aisha. And I thought, oh, what a moderate, nice, cool woman. I speak to Aisha, Halima, the sister. I interviewed Halima and everything. Aisha Buhari was nice, sweet, she even told me she's the gist on Buhari, like literally, Buhari is his thing. All this one that he said is going to Dara and everything. He likes to watch, what's that comedy thing? Candid Camera. She said he would sit there and watch Candid Camera for 10 hours and laugh.
He told us that he likes cartoons too.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he reads in newspapers.
Yeah, he loves cartoons. She said she would tell the children, go and give your father water before he dies on that sofa. She said because he would laugh so much. So I'm saying to you that, so this was the Mrs. Buhari that I met, right? I had super respect for her. She was very stunning, almost as beautiful.
But you know what they say
almost
about
as beautiful
power.
as us, Marianne, but not quite.
Oh, okay.
For not to mind.
So we fast forward, and then we see, and I'm reading, and actually some of it are not false. It's totally different woman. I'm reading this woman who doesn't sound modest.
The president-elect is taking a picture with General Gowon.
Yes.
I like Gowon.
Yeah.
Do you
right
like
now.
Gowon?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you like Gowon?
He's a perfect gentleman.
Don't Ufouma, just stop yourself.
So
I don't.
So I'll tell you.
You asked the question.
I have mixed feelings about him. He shows us what he wants us to see. There is more to it. Go on, and we'll talk about that another day.
Yeah.
Ufouma, why don't you like him?
Like you said, I'm also a student of Nigerian history.
Exactly.
And I think to a large extent, almost all of the leaders we've had, past and present,
absolutely
have
corrupt.
have not been. I don't even want to talk about the corruption.
They've not
Let's
been
leave the
truthful
corruption.
to us.
I think that they've not been great enough.
Yes. Yes.
But you know why
I don't like his. There's so much about his. I think 9 or 7 years as military head of state.
Yeah.
See, let's come back.
No. I'll tell you why.
Let's come back to the conversation about Buhari and the incoming administration.
Do you know what I think, though?
Yeah.
I think we forget that these were very young men who were making huge decisions that they would not have made 10 years later. Much matured. Gowon was young. Ojukwu was young. They were all boisterous. Look, we've got granddaddies who are still falling on their egos. Just think of these guys were like in their late 20s and early 30s.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what you're saying.
Do we not forgive them because they had the world, they had our country.
Well, I don't know if
shoulders.
I'm in the position to actually forgive them. I think that we should not have gone to that war.
We shouldn't.
We shouldn't have gone to
we
the
shouldn't,
war.
but you have
3 million people died.
Yes. All the girls tried to stop them. Ufouma, you and
Yeah,
I
but
they were
see,
not waiting to listen.
Ireti, the truth is that uneasy lies the head that wears the crown.
they were
I
young
agree.
heads.
But for as long as you are still see, if anything goes wrong with the news on Nigeria Info on our sister stations, whether I'm the cause or not, I take responsibility.
I blame Sheriff.
Well, you blame Sheriff, but I am responsible.
I blame Sheriff for everything.
If my reporter makes a mistake or does something wrong, it's not the reporter. It's Ufouma Egbamuno, the team lead. That's what responsibility is about. And as far as I'm concerned, the first military coup should not have happened. The reprisal coup 6 months later should not have happened. The bloodshed that the way the first coup was framed, that it shouldn't have been framed that way, and to a large extent it led us to the war.
There's the man.
There was
supposedly
an agreement that was done in Aburi, but Gowon came back and turned his back on the supposed agreement.
No, but hold on.
So,
and that's
so
for me.
if I may, if I may say something, and this is really going to be short, right? I think that our history has been distorted a lot.
Yes. Too much,
and we have a
too
lot
much.
Of, we have a lot of versions that what favors you is
Give
what
me a
you
high
tell.
five, brother.
And another thing about history in general is that you can't have a foolproof history.
No, yes.
There will always going to be a missing information somewhere.
No, I think people tell those stories how they want it to be told from their perspective.
Exactly. So you have different. So if Gowon were to come here now and tell you what had happened that nobody will know till today,
obviously
he will be able to tell you that. Okay, so I'm taking all of this blame because there are some things that we don't need to come to.
Some things are meant to never be said.
Never to be said.
Yes.
So that's
too
why
many
I said
secrets die with leaders.
Too many.
Absolutely.
Too many. So that's why I said, like, look, there are some things that those people, they have done it. They have made those mistakes. Now they are at the forefront of fostering unity. They're at the forefront of championing the cause of a united Nigeria. That's why I like Gowon, for instance, when to go to break.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
My guy, waiting the path now. Oh, my shit, don't see the result. Kind of be small thing, no, but trust you, Nana. A1 parallel. How you doing now? Fine, I be fine. Now, so small house party go in place tomorrow. Jubo Kese go expect you for here tomorrow.
What time?
6 p.m. sharp.
Why you dey rush talk now?
See, my credit goes finish. My credit goes finish.
For this glue economy, now your credit dey finish.
I beg, send me another thing.
Gas speedometer. No need to rush your call. Buy Glow SIM. When you subscribe to Glow, 11 cover per second. Now to the make calls for as low as 11 cover per second to all networks. It is available to new and existing subscribers. Terms and conditions they shall.
Glow Unlimited.
Naija people with the yarn better tori abeg.
For Italian league, Ufouma and goals can't be like 5-6. Bruh, the Ballon d'Or remain no.
Jaruma, only you 250k for phone call, 1 million for face-to-face meeting.
No one tells a story like we do. Stream live football, local and international shows on Showmax, Africa's original streaming service. Sign up at showmax.com.
Education is a key driver for growth for any economy. It's time to beam the spotlight on how technology can be used to strengthen the education sector, level the playing field, and make education accessible for all. Join us on EdTech Mondays on Nigeria Info Lagos at 6:45 a.m. every Monday as we discuss the key education stakeholders on emerging topics in education and the use of technology for addressing any challenges. EdTech Mondays is brought to you by MasterCard Foundation and Co-Creation Hub Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the biggest football fan festival is back. It's Goalfest, the Festival of Champions. Featuring exciting games, food, comedy, live music by some of the very best Nigerian music superstars. And you can watch the UEFA Champions League final on a huge screen. Goalfest 2023 will take place on the 10th of June at the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Amadu Bello Way, Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 2 p.m. Get your tickets now available at www.goalfestnigeria.com. Goalfest 2023 is powered by Femi and the Gang and Football Republic. Proudly refreshed by Pepsi.
Sponsored by BetWinner.
That friend wish up for you where you go fit rely on. And no matter the weather, he go always there your side. Opportunity
Need a customized account with zero bank charges, smooth banking with no stress? Choose the partner that enables limitless possibilities. Free transfer to other banks, free ATM card, and delivery. Download Paralex Bank app now.
Open account with Paralex Bank.
Paralex Bank.
My friend, you don't buy new mattress?
Yes, so they even dash me bag of rice join.
For real?
It is real. Buy any Mocha Flora or Mocha Wellbeing Regina mattress with 2 pillows and get a bag of rice free. Visit any accredited Mocha dealer nationwide to purchase. Offer valid while stocks last. Terms and conditions apply. Mocha, adding comfort to life.
It would be nice to travel this year, Sha, but when I think of the wahala of visa, cost of tickets, and where to stay...
You can find all of this on our website. Onboard.com. Flights, hotels, and even visas.
Really?
onboard.com. It's easy.
Okay, let me check it out. Onboard.com. Discover a new way to travel.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
Radio plus information, news, sports, and current affairs equal to 99.3 Nigeria Info. Your radio station of the year. Let's talk.
This is The Lead.
This is
a Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to a special broadcast of the Presidential Inauguration 2023.
Be part of the system that shares.
The station where you matter.
To you watching live on Facebook and on YouTube, Nigeria Info 99.3 Lagos. Thank you for always tuning. We appreciate your time.
It's 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Apologies for that, Lagos. So, I think we're almost there. We're almost there. The vice president-elect is here. The president-elect is here. The vice president is here. Now, the last and final person to come in here is... No, I don't mean in the studio. I mean the Eagle Square.
The Eagle Square, you mean?
Is the president, Muhammadu Buhari, who I think just arrived. It's 10 a.m. already, so you can see the service chiefs lined up already.
Yes.
You can see dignitaries, other dignitaries lined up already to receive the president. We saw his car. He's about to get down now.
Who, the president?
Now,
yes, that's his motorcade, yes.
Yeah, so any moment now the president will step down to the car and then walk in. Then we can get started. Then we'll be linking up with a live event at the Eagle Square once the ceremony is on the way. But my people in the studio, let's quickly, we don't have much time because we're about to get started. Let's talk about, because we're going to jump now to Tinubu's agendas, to set agenda for him. We'll not be able to finish it, but once the event is over, we'll come back and finish it. I can see the First Lady, the wife of the president, Aisha Buhari, coming down already and making her way to the stand as well. So let's talk about setting agenda. Economy, security, education, health, what have you. Where do we start from?
Let me start by saying that if I were the president-elect, the first thing I want to do, bearing in mind how this election turned out, the fact that a lot of people are aggrieved, I will be looking at how to unify the country. I'm going to be looking at how to calm frayed nerves. I'll be in talks. I love what he did with the Kwankwaso in France. That's him. That's a handshake across the table, which is a start. But that's obviously on the side of the politicians. But yes, that is also a way of saying, I'm willing to run an open government. I want you all to help me because this is not about Tinubu. This is about a Nigeria. I want to be able to work for Nigeria. This is why I'm here. I want to render my service. So the unification of all the regions of this country should be his number one priority because there are people who believe that he's going to be a regional leader. I had continuously said during the campaigns that this campaign seemed to be a regional campaign for elections, not just about the APC, but all parties concerned. And so what the first duty for Tinubu is to see how he can bring everybody to the table, to make people see, not just by having talks, but even his body language, his appointments, not based on sentiments, but of course, making sure that every single person is carried along because as a country, we're already divided along religious and ethnic lines, and he needs to try to be seen to try to blur those lines. Yeah.
Ufouma, talking about uniting the country, I'm wondering how he's going to be able to do that, knowing full well, like the country is super divided till this very moment, and after this moment, still people are not accepting him as their president.
Yep. So, Sheriff, to be very honest with you, I don't know how he's going to do that. I don't think he will be able to do that. So, we didn't really get a chance to talk about the lows of President Buhari, and there were so many lows. Oh, yeah. One of them is the unity we're talking about. Like I've always said, we have never been a united country. We've never been. We've had our fractions since we were forcefully united in 1914 by Lord Frederick Lugard. We've had our issues. When we officially became a country in 1960, it reared its ugly head again. Of course, we all know it led to a civil war, millions died, and somehow we've not been able to recover. But guess what, Sheriff? In our disunity and all our issues that we have, somehow we always found ways to pepper the crack. We always found ways to not blow it out in the open, So as an Igbo man, for example, I'm not Igbo by the way, but as an Igbo man, I have to put that disclaimer, you probably would not say the things you say about a Yoruba man in public. As a Yoruba man, you know, you say all the bad things you want to say about an Hausa Fulani in your room, not outside in public. But I think one of the worst things President Buhari has done in the 8 years of his administration is that he has made Nigerians more divided than we used to be. So now we publicly say the things we used to say in our bedrooms, you know, with our relatives. Now we can boldly come out in public and say those things. And of course, you saw the fractions and the disunity that was displayed in the build-up and during the elections. Is President... well, he's still president-elect. He's not president yet until he takes the oath. Is President-elect Bola Tinubu able to change all of these narratives? Sheriff, he might try. Yeah. He should try. Yeah. He should, like...
he should be seen trying to do it.
Yes, you know, like Marianne said, he should be seen to do it. And that not only in the body language, it should also come in his... actions, in the way he deals with issues, in the way he deals with people, in the way he appoints people. See, there's a thin line. You know, on one hand, you want to repay your goons, the guys that worked for you, the guys that helped you win the presidency. On the other hand, you also have a country to govern. You know, you have to unite people. Are we ever going to get there? I don't know how that's going to happen. But of course, unity is key. Because trust me, there are 1,001 Nigerians who, till tomorrow, will not see him as their president. Some openly say it, which is wrong, by the way. That's a felony. You could, be arrested or charged for openly declaring that kind of stuff. But it is what it is. People say it, but that's on one hand. Yeah. But I think the greatest thing, it's not going to happen overnight, but the greatest thing he would do would be to turn around Nigeria's economy.
Yes.
See, no matter the 7 River Niger bridges Buhari built, no matter the railways he did, no matter the roads he built, whatever infrastructure Buhari built, even if Buhari built the best infrastructure that no other president has actually built, he failed woefully in Nigeria's economy. You're not going to run away from that. We were better off 8 years than we are 8 years ago than we are right now. People, goodness me, I remember that some of us, would gladly go to this website, this UK website. I don't want to mention names, because I'm not giving them publicity, and order things, clothes, shirts, shoes, and get them delivered to Nigeria without issues. Try them today.
Your card is not even going to work, darling.
Do you understand that? That's what I'm coming.
Work.
You can't
Whether
try it today.
Dollar or not,
the dollar to the naira rate is in inexplicable downward spiral. The economy has nosedived. I went to the supermarket a few days ago. I bought 2 detergents, 2 roll-ons, and 2 toothbrushes. The toothbrushes
20,000,
like 250 or 270. But the 2 detergents and the 2 roll-ons, everything was about 15,900.
Exactly. All the quite very risky.
Yeah, no, look, you can't even do grocery shopping without spending half your salary.
Used my friend's card because I've lost my 2 ATMs. I've lost both of them. So I used my friend's card, transferred money to his card, and used it. And when I came back, the first question he asked me was, "What did you buy with 15,700?" I showed him. He's like, "Really?" I said, "Yes." Yeah. That's how bad the economy is. That's for me, who's like the average. I don't want to say middle class because middle class.
Middle class
there's lower middle class. There's upper middle class.
So I'm probably in the lower middle class.
I am in the lower middle class.
But that's me, who's a salary earner who gets paid by the end of the month, who at least can.
You're able to plan around your money.
Do you get? That's me struggling. Imagine the person who's earning 50,000 naira a month
or less.
And has
lower
3 kids.
Class.
Imagine the person who's even earning less than that. How have they been able to cope? Buhari's, I'm sorry, like I said earlier, let me not put this on everybody. I said it, that in 30 years between his 1.0 and 2.0, the man literally did not upgrade himself. He kept himself, sadly, still stuck in policies of the 1980s. And that's why he brought about a border closure that till today, I still do not understand.
I put it to you that he was doing you good.
Hold on.
You don't realize that he was doing you good.
I still do not understand the advantages of that border closure. And the man happily comes up 3 days ago and boldly is telling me, well, if you had to suffer, you suffer. I did it, and we had to come back and grow our thing.
What did we do?
I'm going to come in. No, hold on.
He apologized.
No, I need to. He apologized.
You need to get it off your chest.
I need to. He apologized by first rubbing it in my face. His media aides and some APC stalwarts kept telling us how that was a great policy and it was a good policy. But years down the line, you and I know that it was one of the most horrible policies from this government.
Ego.
So my point is, as great as his infrastructure, and kudos to him, he did quite a lot on that regard. As great as all of those things were, the one thing that binds the average Nigerian, whether you're Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa Fulani, is how you are able to live, how the economy affects you, how the naira is able to purchase whatever you need. And on that front, Buhari was a colossal failure. No ways about it. That's something
Gentlemen,
needs to change.
the president has arrived. We can see the president.
Okay, so I don't get to talk about him. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
We'll talk about him.
Are they going to arrest us in the studio?
No. We'll talk about him.
I even know his house in Daura.
I can see that he's saying hello to the Senate President, Amelawan, and the Speaker of the House. The dignitary service chiefs are there as well. I can see Boss Mustafa just at the back of the president.
In blue.
In blue, yep. And other dignitaries are still lined up there. I think this is going to take some time. Because I think it's done. He's done.
Moved on.
He's done.
He's
okay,
going to go
good.
He's going to mount the guard of honor because he is obviously a retired military general. That guard of honor has to be mounted. He will take it, and then right after that, I guess the national anthem and the event will get underway. When we're saying we're not missing you, but in a nice way, to miss you.
Oh, you like evil, Lenny.
How you'll be able to unite?
Right, about
Tinubu, yeah.
Ashiwaju.
Yeah.
I come from a different mindset. You said something about Kwankwaso. We need to start giving these people nicknames, honestly. Just make them real.
Hold on, just hold on a bit. Hold on, I'm sorry to interject.
Singing the national anthem.
Yes, we need to go in for the national anthem.
May please take your seats. Thank you. May I crave the indulgence of the Commander Guards Brigade to invite the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces to take his seat at the VIP stand. The Commander, sir.
Veuillez vous asseoir, s'il vous plaît. Le commandant du Brigade de garde nigériane doit inviter son Excellence, Président Muhammadu Buhari.
President Buhari is making his way to his seat, and the event is about to get started. Ireti, you were saying?
Right, so what I was saying was, Miriam mentioned earlier about Kwankwaso liking what happened with Kwankwaso. Well, that's because Kwankwaso wanted to do that. right? Yes, the country, we need to get back to unity and everything, but there's so much more to be done. Absolutely. And at the end of the day, if we have a good economy, if jobs, everything is available, if people feel a sense of security, if they want their unity, if they want their no unity, the one thing that unites all of us is survival.
But there's nothing as important as body language. As a president trying to set the tone. No. You will. No. But the president has to set the tone. You know what it is that you're inheriting. You need to let people know that I'm here to be your president.
Yeah, but they need to also get over themselves. Yeah, actually, no. They need to. Those who felt they lost this election need to actually come to terms that one. For now,
I don't think this is about politicians.
No, it is. No. I'm
talking about
people.
Nigerians themselves.
And I am saying the people.
Because as a result of the campaigns, people were divided, whether we like it or not.
That's what I'm saying. Remember, there were 3 parties. So that's why I said those who felt they lost, right? Their supporters, if you like. Here's the thing. Right now, we have one president-elect. Right now, we have going on. After that trial, we bring court. That is all we get. Democracy is supposed to be comfortable. It is not so easy. Democracy is actually necessarily fair. Right? Democracy never guaranteed anybody, any country, the best leader. Democracy is just about number, and the greatest power now. We're in that number, right? Okay. So that's why if you said I'm excited. Here's why I'm excited. Because as an optimist, I know where we are. I've accepted where we are. Right? Let's accept where we are. What then do we need to go forward? I like to focus on the
But you can't also tell people how to feel.
I'm not telling people how to feel, but what I'm saying is there's this obsession about the body language. Are they going to go and he has to reach out to the people who lost?
Because he's the president of the whole country.
Wait. No, you have Atiku.
I can see the Rwandan president.
Oh, Paul Kagame.
Do you think Paul Kagame gives a damn about who he is?
He's not a democratic leader.
No, he actually is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Oh, no, he's not.
Yes,
I have been to Rwanda twice.
No,
he's not.
He might not allow.
He's not.
Permit me. Marianne, Kagame it might not allow opposition, but he is Democrat.
Paul Kagame is just like a Buhari. He's a general who just immediately became a civilian.
But it doesn't matter what you think. This isn't about your emotion. This is about the facts that are on the ground. The fact of the matter is, Kagame, he's actually what you would call a benefactor dictator, but that's a whole different debate, right?
You and I agree.
The fact is right.
And some people have also moved that maybe that's what Nigeria needs.
Exactly. But hold on.
I think different processes work for
this thing. Ufouma, if you and I fall out, we have to be willing to come to the table. Sheriff, if you fall out with the 3 of us, right, we have to be willing to come to the table to talk to Sheriff. I personally, if I bring myself in as a person, I don't like conflict. It doesn't mean I don't defend myself, but I actually don't like conflict. If I feel that I'm in conflict with a friend, I will do my best to make it up. I don't like malice, I don't like conflict. But if I reach out to you and you don't respond, Omo, how do you say in pidgin? Now your own be that.
You don't go.
I'm talking young now. Are you watching me on YouTube? I'm talking young now. So my point is,
in essence, you're saying if Tinubu reaches out and the other parties are not responding, there's nothing he could do.
Is Obi willing to? Is what's the other one? Atiku willing to? Are his supporters? Are their supporters willing to?
Ireti, this is where I disagree. This is where I disagree with you. You and I know that Kwankwaso was never going to be Nigeria's president.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
No. Hold on. The point I'm trying to make is those of us who have followed politics or followed these elections knew that,
like pure water,
knew that for a Kwankwaso, the 2023 elections was not about him becoming president.
Yeah, his objective.
It was about him establishing his
hold on Kano.
Exactly. Yeah. His hold on Kano and maybe environs and using it as a bargaining chip. That's what it was about for him.
Yeah.
So a Kwankwaso can easily get into conversations with whoever. It doesn't have to be a Tinubu, we'll get into that conversation.
Whoever wins.
That's what I'm saying. Whoever wins, so he will get into that conversation, or he will possibly get into that conversations easily and comfortably, because from the get-go, that was what it was about for him. You're not going to tell an Atiku Abubakar, who believes and says with the evidence in front of him that he should have been the one being sworn in today. Hold on. That's what he believes. And that's what he says.
Correct.
And that's what
I said that.
He
Correct.
says the evidence before him proves that he should have been the one
that he's the winner.
Inaugurating.
Yeah.
You can't tell a Peter Obi who also believes
that he's the winner.
That he is the winner. In fact, the statement from the Labour Party yesterday, signed by the Labour Party chairman, was that for the February 25th election, their votes were reduced and their votes were added to the APC's, and that's what increased the APC's votes.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not these allegations are true is left for the courts to decide.
Correct.
You're not going to tell me now, if I was Peter Obi or Atiku, with the supposed evidence I have in front of me, to come and quote and unquote legitimize a government. I think, hold on,
and that is my point. They don't want to. So whether he has a good body language, bad body language, they're not interested in that.
I'm not talking about I'm saying that, hold on, exactly. I'm saying that this is not about an Atiku and Obi. I'm saying that for the foreseeable future, until
what foreseeable future though?
Until
this case is done,
until the courts say otherwise.
Exactly. Why is anybody
in the next
2
few
hours
minutes will be sworn in as president?
Yeah.
He will no longer be president elect.
Yes.
He will no longer be the candidate of the APC.
Yes.
He will be the president of Nigeria. And I don't want to hear, as an Ufouma Egbamuno, I don't want to hear him the way I heard Buhari 8 years ago today.
No, but that's not what I'm saying.
Hold on.
We keep talking about the fact that somebody, we keep saying, look, what I'm saying to you is, Atiku believes they won. You and I agreed on that. Peter Obi believes they won. You and I agreed on that. We know that Kwankwaso had a plan. His plan was different, right? What, irrespective, I didn't expect them to be here today because being here today would have been legitimized.
Exactly.
Right? I didn't expect them. And my other point is that I'm pretty sure Tinubu didn't expect them. That's number. The other two is, if, whether, and when, this is my point, when people keep saying him reaching out to the oppositions, not country, we have to separate it, right? Reaching out to the opposition, the ones who lost, right? You can reach out if you don't accept an olive branch, and it is their right not to accept it. So whilst we expect the next president,
I think we're talking about two different things.
I don't care about him reaching out the opposition. That's not my point.
I'm talking about Nigeria as a country.
I'm saying that from when he takes the oath of office that he is the president of Nigeria. I don't want to hear what I heard 8 years ago when the president said there's 97% and there's 5%.
No, I get you now.
That's not what I want to hear.
Not going to do that.
I actually don't believe Tinubu is going to do that. I think he's not going to do that, to be honest.
Because we know what he did in Lagos.
Yes,
and we know how he was very inclusive.
I wrote a piece about Tinubu. Okay, no, not necessarily.
We're looking at some really stunning national case Lagos.
I wrote a piece about some of the candidates February 22, way before the primaries. And Bola Tinubu is one politician I respect a lot. Let me tell you my only question marks about Bola Tinubu, his health. Okay, that's one question mark.
Well, we had
about
the same
Tinubu,
concerns about Buhari. He's
health.
right here.
That's one. And then two, the various allegations.
Let's call it assorted meat.
Exactly.
I call it assorted meat.
You know, the talks about his past, his education, question marks about his education, question mark about the issues in the US, the alleged drug issues.
Assorted meat.
So I have all those question marks. But if there's one thing if there's one thing you have to give him credit for, using his 8 years as governor of Lagos State, he's one man who brings the best to the table.
And he's pseudo 23 years.
He's one man I know or have seen that really doesn't care about where you're from if you can actually do the job. So I want to see that in his
Brought
whatever
the
number of years.
So should I tell
he's
you why I know he
president of
can't?
Nigeria?
In addition to one of the things that Tinubu has said is, I am going to form a government of national competence. Remember, he told us that is to say, I don't give a damn where you're from. It's going to be about your competence. He said that, and that's what.
But he's bound by the constitution to give that all
permit me.
36.
No,
I'm talking about ministers.
Permit me. That competence, that national competence, was in Lagos, right? So we can represent all 36 states and look for the most competent in that state, right? He's not saying I'm not. He's saying it's because when they kept saying to him that, national party.
We need to take a break. We need to take a break. Yes, we need to go on a break. Now, when
there's an afro
when we return, I wanted to remind us that whatever you know about any president before becoming president, perhaps it becomes
to be diluted,
just
measured,
Exactly.
Just trash
because being president is different from being a governor,
and wait
or
for
being a senator,
what's about
or
to
being
happen.
a godfather.
Let's go to break. We'll be back, Lagos. Stay with us.
Are you tired of using oil and potentials? Introducing Shell Helix Lubricants, now available in Nigeria. No more frequent visits to the mechanic. No more funny noise coming from your engine. No more abnormal fuel consumption. You can now say goodbye to all that smoke from your car's exhaust.
Shell Helix Lubricants uses Pure Plus technology, a technology that protects your engine from dirt, gets rid of impurities, and improves engine performance. Need guaranteed engine protection? Use Shell Helix Lubricants. Now available at AP and NU service stations nationwide.
Every morning is an opportunity to take your hustle to the next level. So, start every day with a great tasting cup of Nescafe 3-in-1. Just add water and enjoy the blend of coffee, creamer, and sugar with that rich, creamy taste you love. To help you start strong and make every morning count. Start strong, finish strong. Nescafe.
Naija people with the yarn better tori abeg.
For Italian league, Osimhen goals can't be like 5 past 6. Bruh, na Ballon d'Or remain no.
I'll be different on this one. Her father picked some boy over his own daughter as CEO.
No one tells a story like we do. Stream live football, local and international shows on Showmax, Africa's original streaming service. Sign up at showmax.com.
Uncle Dentist, what are cavities? And how does Colgate protect my teeth from cavities? Does it use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Most tooth pains are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavities.
It's time to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Colgate is recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
See, everybody with him own wahala. Every day comes with its own version of challenges, and you have to be ready to face them, because only then can you move on to the next. That's why I never miss my breakfast. Scratch that! My peak protein breakfast with the nutrients and energy I need to face each day, one challenge at a time.
Every day is a good day to power on with Peak Protein Breakfast. Have you had yours? Peak. Reach for your peak.
We all have a future we desire. A next level from where we are. A possibility that's better than today's reality. And our chances of achieving them. As wide as our imaginations can go. Don't stop imagining now that you have a reason to.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Betway, now your gateway to different types of games where we package to tutori you. Better games where you like boku for Betway. From hot fruit to dream catcher, from Gonzo's Quest to Aviator. Games wey go make you fly fair. Enter better opportunities. All these games don dey your hand now. Oh yeah, sign up today for betway.com.ng. Terms and conditions apply. But no be for person wey never reach 18 years old. Make you dey bet responsibly.
Some like it cold, some like it in a mug, some like it on the road. That's right! Whatever your hustle, stay refreshed and ready with the creamy, great-tasting new Nescafe Ready to Drink. It comes in a convenient pack with a straw, so you can enjoy it anywhere, anytime. No dulling. Nescafe Ready to Drink. Refresh for the hustle.
We all have a future we desire. A next level from where we are. A possibility that's better than today's reality. And our chances of achieving them. As wide as our imaginations can go. Don't stop imagining now that you have a reason to.
Airtel, a reason to imagine. Are you tired of using ordinary lubricants that fail to give your engine the power and protection it deserves? Introducing Shell Helix Lubricants, now available in Nigeria. No more frequent visits to the mechanic. No more funny noise coming from your engine. No more abnormal fuel consumption. You can now say goodbye to all that smoke from your car's exhaust.
Shell Helix Lubricants uses Pure Plus technology, a technology that protects your engine from dirt, gets rid of impurities, and improves engine performance. Need guaranteed engine protection? Use Shell Helix Lubricants. Now available at AP and NU service stations nationwide.
This is a Nigeria Info special broadcast.
Welcome back, Lagos, Nigeria. So the vice president-elect has now been sworn in as a substantive vice president.
So he's no longer vice president.
Yep.
He's vice president.
He's now vice president.
Nigeria, we have a new vice president.
Yep, we do.
His name is Kashim Shettima. We're going to give him a nickname.
Kashi baby.
Cash. Kashi baby.
Cash
Kashi baby.
Cash baby.
Cash baby. Cash baby.
When we say we're talking about cash doll.
Whose wife is
So
absolutely
former
gorgeous.
vice president Yemi Oshibajo.
Yeah.
But that's how my news is going to read anytime soon.
Yes,
former vice
Former
president.
vice president.
This life is cool.
Okay, you know what they used to call him in school?
This life is
Ojebs.
cool.
Ojebs.
Yeah, Ojebs.
Okay.
I'm a life,
So,
life
and I
comes
used to
at
call
you.
him Prof.
Life just comes at you.
It happens. But isn't Shetima's wife gorgeous?
She's the most gorgeous person I've seen today.
I mean, she's
Credit
gorgeous.
to her.
She
Great
is
dress,
beautiful.
right?
great
She
sense
is
of
Why am I
fashion.
the only one
The
who hasn't
colors that
seen
she
her?
picked
Well, I
really
don't know.
And I'm
complement her
supposedly,
skin. I cannot
supposedly
believe
the
that I'm
Minister of
talking
Women
about
Affairs.
fashion right
Yes.
now. But her colors, the colors she picked complement her
It's so-
skin.
look at her, look
She's
at her.
so gorgeous, very
See, oh,
elegant.
Ufouma, go to
amazing.
Specsavers quickly and come back. Look. Yes.
Ufouma, you do need Specsavers. Where's your glasses?
Oh.
She's superbly gorgeous.
They
She's
said
gorgeous.
we need to raise our glasses. We raise my coffee.
I'm just seeing her actually. She's fine.
She's
The-
fine.
the vi- the vice- the
Shetima
vice-
got good eyes.
Shine.
Shetima got good eyes.
He's
Shetty
a Lagos
baby.
boy now. He's a Lagos
yes,
boy.
so badass.
Cash,
Look
baby,
at him.
cash.
You know, when I look at him, the way that intense look that he has.
I'm sorry, the vice president scares me.
Exactly, he does. Because he has such an intense look. He looks like that bank manager you never want to meet when you need a loan.
And he was actually a bank manager.
Yeah, when you need a loan, do you understand? You don't want a face like that because it's going to be like, your business plan doesn't
No,
make
he's
sense.
the guy that if my eye catches his eye, I look away immediately because he looks like he's going to shoot me.
Because it's so intense. He has a very intense, focused look.
Brigade to kindly usher the new Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to take his seat at the VIP stand. The Commander, sir.
Mesdames et messieurs, c'était la prestation de serment au nouveau vice-président du Nigeria, son Excellence Kashim Shettima, qui est accompagné avec sa belle femme Hadja Nana Shettima.
Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests,
Mesdames et messieurs,
ladies and gentlemen.
le vice-président du Nigeria, il est allé saluer le président sortant, son Excellence président Mamadou Buhari, et le vice-président, vice-président Yemi Osinbanjo. Nous avons des personnalités ici. Nous avons ici même devant moi
le président du Libéria, le président George Weah, le président du Niger et autres personnalités qui sont là au nom de la fraternité et la solidarité africaine. Soyez les bienvenus, le ballon d'or, le seul ballon d'or africain.
Thank you very much. Next to be sworn in is the exalted office of His Excellency, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. May I once again crave the indulgence of the Commander Guards Brigade to please invite His Excellency, the 16th President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to the saluting days for the swearing-in of oath of office. And he's being accompanied by
Excellence, invité distingué, mesdames et messieurs, c'est un moment historique pour le Nigeria. J'invite respectueusement le commandant de la brigade des gardes à inviter le président élu de la République fédérale du Nigeria, son Excellence Bola Ahmed Tinubu, accompagné par sa belle femme, Madame Oluremi Tinubu, pour la prestation du serment. Excellence, vous avez la parole.
Merci beaucoup, Madame Badejo.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do some and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I will discharge my duties and perform my functions honestly, to the best of my ability and faithfully in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law. That I will abide by the Code of Conduct contained in the 5th schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will not allow my personal interests to influence my official conduct or my official decisions. That I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, help me God.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as he takes his oath of office and sign the dotted lines confirming him as the new President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
C'est le moment historique. Maintenant, la prestation du serment par son Excellence, le Président de la Nigeria, son Excellence Bola Ahmed Tinubu, qui maintenant prête le serment. Maintenant, c'est la signature.
While the President is signing, just like her predecessor, we heartily welcome the 16th First Lady Federal Republic of Nigeria, Her Excellency, Senator Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, wife of the 16th President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and educationist, administrator, and philanthropist Oluremi Tinubu, as First Lady of Lagos State, established the New Era Foundation, dedicated to establishing centers for all-round development of young ones and promote public awareness on environmental, health, and community service. Oluremi Tinubu has executed a lot of philanthropical acts to alleviate the plight of indigent persons, and most importantly, she has touched the lives of girls and women in her constituency. In recognition of her achievements and contribution to societal upliftment, Senator Oluremi Tinubu has been honored severally, both locally and internationally. Among these are the National Award of the Officer of the Order of the Niger, Ghana Noble International Award of Leadership, Gambia Diamond Award for immense contribution to the emancipation of people from poverty, many citations and chieftaincy titles. In appreciation of her contribution as a role model, the West African Women Association named the Oluremi Tinubu Women Training Center in Gorom, Senegal, after her. From First Lady, Lagos State, to Senator, and today, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You are heartily welcome on board.
Mesdames et messieurs, voici le moment. Eagle Square a éclaté. Nous avons applaudi avec la prestation de serment au président du Nigeria, Son Excellence Président Bola Ahmed Tinubu, le Jagaban.
Madame Oluremi Tinubu, elle est l'administrateur, philanthrope. Elle est née le 21 septembre 1960. Madame Tinubu a fait ses études supérieures à l'université après lequel elle a posé sa candidature aux élections. Elle est devenue membre députée depuis le 28 mars 2015. Madame Tinubu, en reconnaissance de ses réalisations et réalisation de ses contributions à l'amélioration de la société, elle a été honorée plusieurs fois, localement et internationalement. Actuellement, elle est la 6e première dame du Nigeria. Félicitations, membre de député Oluremi Tinubu, la nouvelle première dame du Nigeria. Merci beaucoup.
There you go, Nigeria. You have a new president. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has just been sworn in as the 16th president of the Republic. Gentlemen.
I think Auntie there in the green
is his other wife.
Yes, I think that's might be the other mom. She looks gorgeous. Okay. Absolutely
gorgeous. She's upstaging the first lady.
Yeah, she might be Shei's mom, I think. That might be Shei's mom. Isn't that interesting? We don't see her. I wonder why he chose to come out to be Tinubu with 2 wives today, when we only know Tinubu with 1 wife.
Well, it's a time to introduce the world to the first
family. To let
family.
you know there are 2.
To the first family,
That
yes.
there are 2.
And of course, he's allowed.
I got 2 women.
He's allowed in this
You all
part of
got
the
1. Ufouma, you only got 1.
I'm never going to go past 1.
Well, she's really gorgeous. I mean, I think she looks absolutely stunning. But, yes, Lagos.
You sure it's the wife or the sister?
Well, I think... Oh, the daughter... what's her name?
I have no idea.
No, you know, Elijah. Your Elijah, that might be her. Please, somebody send a message.
I have no idea. I have no idea who she
exactly.
is.
I don't know how
I'll say your
officially,
name.
so I can't.
I think that is her. Thank you for my. I remember her name. Shade. I think it's Shade.
So from one first family to another first family.
I think that's his daughter, Elijah of Lagos. I think it's Shade. I can't remember now, but I think it's
and
Shade.
so we see President Buhari taking his last glance at his troops. We're now going to be referring to former President Muhammadu Buhari.
Can we haven't even said congratulations. What's up with us? The man's just been sworn in.
Okay, congratulations.
Who's holding you? Marianne is bursting out laughing. Lagos Marianne is... Who's
holding you?
Marianne, you need to face the wall right now. Lagos, Marianne, I said, can we just congratulate our new president? Marianne, at that point, fell down on the
I told you when we are...
Guys, because of time, can we quickly just move on with the agenda setting?
Congratulations to
because
Bola Ahmed
we still have a lot
as
to talk
Nigeria's
about.
new president.
We've talked about unifying the country.
Yep.
And I think we can all agree that it's not going to be an easy task
At
for
all.
him.
No,
At
not
all.
a walk in the park. No.
And he still has to do it regardless. He has to try.
Well, he
right?
will try. He must
Right.
try.
He has to
but
try.
everybody else also
Yeah.
needs to work because it's all our jobs.
Let's talk about other areas very quickly. Ireti, let me start with you. Which other areas would you think or would you like to speak to as to
Right.
set an agenda for him?
Right. Well, so immediately by tonight or tomorrow morning, I want to see what your cabinet looks like. President.
That's not going to happen.
Well, no,
it's
actually,
okay.
why do you think it's not going to happen? It actually could. And I think that's actually what's going to happen in Lagos.
Okay.
I think the president
Let's
would
put
have
money on it.
submitted by tomorrow his list.
Let's bet our salary.
Let's
Hold
put
on,
money on it.
hold on. I think the president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, would have submitted by tomorrow or tomorrow his list to the National Assembly.
The National Assembly is winding up in 4 or 5 days' time, so he
Yeah.
has to wait.
No,
until
but-
the 10th assembly is inaugurated.
He's inaugurated, but what I'm saying, but he will have his list. I am pretty sure.
well-
so in
Mr.
fact,
Ireti, can I ask
hold
you?
on,
You
hold
sound
on,
like you know something we don't know.
Yeah, of course. Now, as a Muslim, àwọn tiwa ló wà ń bẹ̀. You don't forget that I'm an ọmọ Èkó. Àwa la wà ń bẹ̀. No, I'm only joking.
Yeah, I
you
know.
people never let me be professional. Miriam, face the wall. Sheriff, I'm trying to be professional here. Ufouma has a bad influence on me. Totally.
Am I done?
Totally. Because you had to just say, as an Igbo man, I'm not from Igbo. What does that mean?
I was trying to make examples. I'm actually not Igbo. I'm Isoko.
Hold on.
I'm a full-blooded Isoko man.
We'll never be serious in this
Gentlemen,
place.
hold on.
We are being serious.
We need to
Yes, sir.
we need to hear David. David has got
serious things to say.
some stuff to share with Lagos, so we're going to listen to David afterwards. We'll
This commercial. Yes, it's time for the money wheel powered by none other than OnePlay.ng. Like we all know, everyone gets a chance to come with the sum of 100 naira and win 25k to $1 million every other night. And I promise you, it is as easy as it sounds. Here's the process. Simply dial *347*880# with only 100 naira from your phone and then follow the prompt. Or go to oneplay.ng to sign up and then start playing. It is as easy as it sounds, guys. Now, please note that, the draws will be happening at 10:40 and thus everyone gets a chance to win. Now, the winning process is negotiated by a computer. It's an algorithm that gets to pick, the winning combination. And on this dial, you can listen at 10:40 to our DAB lesson at night to know if your number is the lucky one and you get to win 25k that night. Now, do remember that, every other night it's 3 people who get to win 25k for each person. That's 75,000 naira. 75k, a whopping 75k. I know it sounds small, but it's a lot, especially when you get to do it every other night. Now, you guys don't forget to start playing and play responsibly. Don't go overshooting your limits. Now, be advised that this opportunity is only suitable to people over the age of 18, and of course, play responsibly if you are over 18. Now, OnePlay is a registered trademark of Lasho Trading Services Limited, registered under the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, licensed and regulated by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission to conduct gaming, betting, and lottery activities in Nigeria. Terms and conditions, of course, do apply.
That was an infomercial.
You're listening to the radio station of the year. Lagos #1 station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is a Nigeria Info special broadcast.
Signifying sensation, a political arena of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And at the end of the national national and defense flags. They would now proceed to fold the flag before handing them over to the Regimental Sergeant Major Guards Brigade, who will in turn proceed to hand it over to the Commander Guards Brigade, Brigadier General A.M. Umar, after which he will also proceed to hand it over to the Chief of Defense Staff, General Loki Irabo, CFR, who would be finally handing it over to the immediate past President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, signifying the end of his administration. We shall be witnessing that shortly.
Stand up! Ease!
Ce que se passe, mesdames et messieurs, est le pillage de deux drapeaux, le drapeau national et le drapeau de la défense. Et comme j'ai dit, vous verrez les deux officiers qui sont au terrain de parade. Il y a le commandant de brigade de garde, le général de brigade A.M. Umar, qui va recevoir les deux anciens drapeaux et les deux nouveaux drapeaux. Il le passera au chef de corps de la défense, le général Loki Irabo. Et Irabo passera les deux drapeaux au président du Nigeria, le président Bola Ahmed Tinubu. C'est ça qui signifie le début d'une nouvelle ère de la disposition et de la gouvernance au Nigeria. C'est une activité très militaire et indication qui indique la passation du pouvoir. Voilà pourquoi nous sommes ici ce matin. Merci beaucoup.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, what you are witnessing at the moment is the folding of the national and defense flags, and they are being done by Corporal Kalu Chigozie of the Nigerian Army, Able Seaman Etimoa Emmanuel of the Nigerian Navy, Sergeant Samson Kanu of the Nigerian Army, and Sergeant Ndoma Patrick of the Nigeria Air Force. You can see them paying compliment after folding the flag as the flag bearers turn about and march smartly towards the Regimental Sergeant Major Guards Brigade, Master Warrant Officer Aliu Umar, who is carrying a case as he pays compliments and opens the case. You can see first the defense flag is being placed and the old national flag is also being placed in the case carried by the Regimental Sergeant Major Guards Brigade. They pay compliment as he turns to his right, marching smartly towards the Commander Guards Brigade, Brigadier General A.M. Umar. He comes to a halt as the commander pays compliment. He takes a step forward and hands over the case flag to the Commander Guards Brigade as he takes his steps backward, paying compliment. And the commander turns to his right, marching towards the Chief of Defense Staff, General Loki Irabo, CFR, who pays compliment before receiving the case flag from the commander.
Le général de corps de brigade vient de passer le drapeau national et le drapeau de la défense.
Every morning is an opportunity to take your hustle to the next level. So, start every day with a great tasting cup of Nescafe 3-in-1. Just add water and enjoy the blend of coffee, creamer, and sugar with that rich, creamy taste you love. To help you start strong and make every morning count. Start strong, finish strong. Nescafe.
Moves must be made. My people just to work hard. Dreams and challenges motivate us. But sometimes, when the journey gets tiring, all we need is something to push our limits.
Yeah, reactor, ignited
your energy, bring out your inner champion. Baby, reactor, ignite your energy, bring out your inner champion. Baby, reactor.
Reactor Energy Drink. What you need to push your limits.
Reactor.
Push your limits.
That friend wish up for you where you go big rely on. And no matter the weather, he go always there your side. Opportunity yakba everywhere.
Need a customized account with zero bank charges? Smooth banking with no stress? Choose the partner that enables limitless possibilities. Free transfer to other banks, free ATM card, and delivery. Download Paralex Bank app now.
Open account with Paralex Bank.
Paralex Bank.
Naija people with the yarn better tori abeg.
For Italian league, Ufouma and goals can't be like 5 past 6. Bruh, the Ballon d'Or remain no.
Jaruma, only you 250k for phone call, 1 million kwa for face-to-face meeting.
No one tells a story like we do. Stream live football, local and international shows on Showmax, Africa's original streaming service. Sign up at showmax.com.
See, everybody with him own wahala. Every day comes with its own version of challenges, and you have to be ready to face them, because only then can you move on to the next. That's why I never miss my breakfast. Scratch that! My peak protein breakfast with the nutrients and energy I need to face each day, one challenge at a time.
Every day is a good day to power on with Peak Protein Breakfast. Have you had yours? Peak. Reach for your peak.
Then say health na wealth, but when person dey arrange in health, can't lose one hand, one leg. Abi na when you dey hospital, they come tell you say you must drop heavy money first before they even think of to begin any treatment.
But when Avon HMO Tandagidigba with you, you no go dey shout yekba, cause last, now all of us need people. Visit avonhealthcare.com now to get Avon Health Plan for you and your people.
Avon HMO, empowering you to live a healthier, fuller life.
Go, 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 go grains. We love our Kellogg's Go grains. Go, 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 go grains. Love the goodness of its multi-grains. Grain sets go! With protein and creamy tasty Kellogg's Go grains. Grain sets go!
With vitamins and minerals in Kellogg's Go grains.
Grain sets go! So go, 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 go.
The new Kellogg's Go grains, available in stores near you.
Grain sets go!
Naija people with the yarn better tori abeg.
For Italian league, Ufouma and goals can't be like 5 past 6. Bruh, the Ballon d'Or remain no.
Jaruma, only you 250k for phone call, 1 million kwa for face-to-face meeting.
No one tells a story like we do. Stream live football, local and international shows on Showmax, Africa's original streaming service. Sign up at showmax.com.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Is a Nigeria Info special broadcast.
This guy must think he's the chairman of Noisemakers Association. Maybe you'd better show him.
beautiful, beautiful scene, beautiful pictures. Did
I
you
don't
see?
know what's beautiful. We got a flag.
Can you see
a
the
single flag
helicopter
being pulled up by a
carrying
helicopter?
carrying
Sharif
Nigeria's
has a strange
flag?
idea of beautiful, Sha.
No, but this is beautiful. This is actually very beautiful. Can't you see? Like, look at that.
Ireti brought the fire.
That's Nigeria Air Force.
No, that's Nigeria flag.
That's
with a helicopter.
No, that's Nigeria.
Nigerian Air Force helicopter.
No, but that's Nigeria Air Force.
Yeah,
helicopter.
So
yeah,
flying Nigeria flag, and that's beautiful.
And that is beautiful.
Le baton.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful, Lagos.
Sip your coffee. Sip your coffee.
Okay. It's beautiful.
So what is not beautiful? What is not beautiful in this? Tell me. What is not beautiful? In
I don't know.
Can anybody just explain to me why it is not beautiful?
I'm just saying that all I see
it's just
is a flag
being raised.
No, just
it is
flying out.
Excuse me, I beg your pardon.
It's not like they were doing abracadabra.
That is not just a flag.
That
is a Nigerian flag.
What I would call beautiful is to see the planes of the Air Force fly and display
and do a
in
display
the air
and abracadabra,
or something,
some
colors.
sort of choreograph.
But that's just a bland flag. I mean, sorry.
So
it's not a bland flag, it's a flag of our country.
Sorry, say
Marianne,
I refuse to join this conversation. My own is to laugh.
It's beautiful, beautiful.
Well, look, this is genuinely beautiful.
You're beautiful.
Sherry,
no matter
I
what
think you
you
should
say.
give it up. Just leave it.
What's that beautiful song?
This is very beautiful.
You're beautiful.
You're beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's true.
It's true.
I
Nigerian flag. We saw your face, Tinubu. It's beautiful.
I don't know how they take the employee way people.
Best day of my life.
For this company, Were I'm the only sane person in this company. The only sane person in this company.
Says the madman.
So, just so we all know, the president is about to leave the Eagle Square now. From here, he would be taken to.
Did you say the president? Okay, the president.
Yeah,
that's Bola Tinubu.
No,
the former president.
Uncle, say that's why I had to ask that question. There's one president right now. His name is Bola Tinubu.
Oh, yeah, no
anytime
vex.
you want to talk about Buhari, please add.
Can we just
former president?
Okay,
Can
no
we
vex.
give Buhari
no
a
vex.
nickname?
So
Uncle
hold
Saiba.
on,
No, he already has a
let me just land.
We need to go.
But is that not his nickname? Is that not what we all call him? Why are you all acting like he's that's the nickname we all call him? Is it that we are not saying for the first time on air?
Please be serious. Former face the wall. Sheriff, sorry, former president.
Yeah, so
face the wall,
former President Buhari is being taken to the airport now by an unofficial car.
Yeah. What do you mean it's unofficial? Where did the car come from?
It's unofficial car actually.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
that's his car.
because it's so the other official car now belongs to
the president,
the new president,
incoming president.
No,
so
he's not
now the president.
President.
No,
get used to it.
It's there now. I don't like this Mariano. He call me Bitibawo.
Yeah, we'll get used to it.
Oh my God.
We'll get used to it. We'll get used to it.
So I think the president now is about to get into that vehicle that we see that's moving towards him.
Yes.
And of course,
he will be waving.
Presidential wave. And
look, I have a car like that. It's called Missy. So you see, don't the people in this room, Lagos. I'm not joking. The people in this room need medication.
Or maybe it's you that needs it.
Look, I have a car like that.
Okay.
So, our new President Bola Ahmed, and please, can I please make how'd you say? I'm begging all our colleagues, thank you, an appeal to all our colleagues in media. Stop saying Bola Ahmed. Oti Yorubani. Ahmedi. Stop this. They keep going Bola Ahmed. It's not Ahmed. It's Ahmed.
We disagree.
We do not have to try to bring up phlegm
We
just
disagree.
because we want to
Ahmed.
stand.
Ahmed,
it's
come and
Ahmed.
Ahmed.
Bola Ahmed.
Come on, Maggie. It's your cup of
exactly.
tea. Come on, Ahmed. Come on.
So fortunately, yeah.
So Bola Ahmed is
Sheriff
waving
is
now.
the same person here.
Fortunately, yeah.
President Bola Ahmed.
In the media, we have to try to say things the way it should be
it ought
said.
to be said.
And let me tell you, as a
So-
Muslim and as an Alaji, let me educate you.
Really?
I promise you, that's my card they've borrowed. I have that card. That's missing now. Koichiro. I don't know why you people are laughing.
And President,
Okay, so those of you who don't know my car, Missy, I'm gonna post it on my Instagram at Sisi Oge Lagos. That is Missy. Let me tell you what car that is. That is not a G-Wagon. That is a Puch. I'm serious. A Puch is the first generation G-Wagons that were made in Germany, I think after the Second World War. My car is 50-something years old. That's what they use. That's Missy.
How could they have taken Missy without you knowing?
What, Yanni?
And you said some
What-
people need
what is
medication.
going on?
And she said some people need medication.
Well, that looks like Missy. And it's a coupe. Is that on a coupe?
Yes, it
Sheriff,
is.
turn off her
Yes,
mind.
it is.
I need to find Missy and show you people the picture. Abajo, I think it was Missy.
Okay, so the president is taking his presidential wave, and you can see.
And
with
he's not shaking, so all
Smiles
of-
on his
he blew a
face.
kiss.
He blew a kiss,
We're
Nigeria.
blowing it back.
He blew a kiss.
He likes to blow kisses, this Tinubu. He's been blowing a lot of kisses lately, hasn't he, Miriam?
I don't know why.
I've noticed.
I
I don't understand. Is it part of the when you become president of Nigeria, blow a kiss? No, I don't know. I've just noticed that recently I've seen him blowing kisses. It's really bizarre.
I think it's his trade.
Did Obama used to blow a kiss? Because everybody wants to be Obama.
No. I think
Does
it's just his
Biden blow
trademark.
kisses?
I think the president likes kisses. I think that's his thing. I think.
Oh, that's Irabo. Oh, the man we need to be scared of. Yes, sir. Yeah, right? That's
Yeah,
Irabo
that's
then.
him.
Yeah, that's him.
I think he's got a really scary face.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You know, he has that stern look. Yes, he's got that.
Well, I'm not scared. I think I'm more scared of the vice president's look.
Really?
But you know the vice president actually has a very good smile. Have you seen his
never
smile?
seen that.
Yes,
Oh,
he does.
you should.
Yes,
you should.
he does.
I've never
No,
seen
no,
that
you
man
should.
smile.
You should. His smile is
Yes, he
nah.
does.
He's gonna just snatch you.
Well, I mean, I like his wife, so that's fine.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah.
so-
The first lady is watching
Yes,
on.
watching.
She wants to make sure that her husband is fine.
Is safe.
Yeah.
You know,
she looks like she's not. She should be
She
there.
can't
like,
believe it. She
yeah.
can't believe it. She's still trying to take it all in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's come back to reality. Sheriff,
Okay.
I think I'm setting agenda now. I think one of the big deal
Wait.
for me. Hold on. I have to say this.
What happened?
Nothing. I just want to be serious. My medication has my crazy medication has stopped.
No, it has entered. It has entered. No, okay.
But on a more serious note, I think one of the woeful things the outgoing administration did was in their communication. They had horrible, and I mean horrible communicators. Save for one or two persons.
Yeah.
The rest of the communication team, from Femi Adesina to Garba Shehu. To
the latest kid on the block.
to that one from
That light
the
skin
other, that one from Kano, what's his name, Bashir. Almost
Bashir
all
Ahmed.
of them were horrible. When I mean horrible, they had no clue what it meant to be the communication managers of a president.
Yeah.
For them, communication was fight. It was about tackling critics. It was about there was no strategy.
It was always about defense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was no
It was not about
strategy
communicating.
to their communication. It was just about boom, boom, boom. Let's fight.
Yeah.
You know.
It was more like them versus us.
Yeah, exactly. They had this siege. They had this Jose Mourinho kind of mentality.
Yeah.
Us against the world. And
In case you
communication
don't know
is
who
key.
Mourinho is. He's a special one.
Yeah, he's a sports
Well, he
coach.
thought he was.
They've started again. But seriously, Sheriff, because it's key, you need to be able to tell people what your policies are, how you're going about it, and why you are actually doing it. It's key. Your policies might not be, on the surface, they might not be people friendly.
Yeah.
But they might have great things, for the populace. It's how you are able to tell the people, this is why I'm doing this. This is how we're going to do it. This is what we expect to achieve. You also don't have to be defensive all the time. You have to envisage what the issues would be and know how to be able to tell people. See, we are human beings. President Bola Tinubu is not going to get everything right.
At all.
He's a human being. He will make mistakes. We pray he doesn't make too many mistakes. Do you understand? Because he's the one who's leading the country. But he will make mistakes. That's a given. Everybody makes mistakes. It's how you're able to tell people, what has happened, how you intend to solve it. And like I said, it's not a fight. Lai Mohammed was a great opposition spokesperson,
yes.
But he was horrible as information minister. I'm sorry, there's no way to actually explain it. He was horrible as information minister. He at a point in time, in fact, for almost the 8 years in government, he felt like they were still thinking they were in the opposition. That's what it felt like. There was no method to the madness.
Guys, let's stop talking about Buhari now. Let's talk about.
No, that's the agenda. I'm saying that for Bola Tinubu's presidency, his communication needs to be key. And I'm sorry, his communication should not be Bayo or Nonuga. I'm sorry, but it is what it is.
Ufoma,
because Bayo Nonuga is just continuing from where Lai Mohammed and Garba Shehu stopped. I'm sorry, it shouldn't be. He may be part of the team. If Tinubu decides to make Bayo Nonuga his chief spokesperson, good luck to him. But the agenda I'm saying here now is that it's not going to be any different from Garba Shehu or from Femi Adesina, who think that they are doing you a service by telling you what the president is doing.
Let's quickly move on to the health sector. We have very limited time to go. Let's set our agenda for Tinubu, the president,
right,
so the health sector.
Okay, can I go?
Go ahead.
Some weeks before the election, I interviewed a spokesperson for the APC party who spoke about health. And one of the things in the Project Hope, or the Hope agenda that the president has for Nigerians, was that he's going to reduce the level of health tourism that Nigerian politicians take to other countries outside of the country. And then I asked him, because at the time, the president, who was a presidential candidate at the time, was outside of the country getting some health, whatever. And I asked him, is the president going to was your candidate going to start with himself? Because you can't be setting an agenda on health and saying we want to shrink the number of politicians who go abroad. I said, is he going to start with himself? And he said, oh, well, the money that the president is using to do his medical is not Nigeria's money. I said, but then if he does become the president of this country, it's going to be taxpayers' monies. So we want to know if he's setting an agenda that this is what I want the health sector to be. Is he going to be a number one benefactor of this? Is it that when the president has headaches, he's going to use the newly what's it called? The newly opened presidential wing of the health medical center. Is he going to use it? I made an example of former Governor Godswill Akpabio, who built what we call a state-of-the-art health care.
What he called.
And never used it.
What he called.
We saw it.
It's actually state-of-the-art.
It's actually state-of-the-art.
It's actually state-of-the-art.
I saw it.
But he never used it.
He never used it. He had a little something, and he flew abroad. And so I kept going back and forth with this guy saying, look, if our president wants to do, and now he is president, if Tinubu wants to make a headway in the health sector, because it's not that thing that the Senate is trying to do, to say, oh, we have to put some sort of embargo on doctors, and they have to do so years. No, the health sector is literally on its knees. That's if it's not even dead. Have you been to an emergency ward, Sheriff, on a normal day? There are no beds. There are no cannulas. I mean, something as small as cannulas. If we're not able to deal with, because you see, in Nigeria, we like to window dress everything. We like to start with the big things instead of starting with the small things. If we cannot deal with what is happening in the health sector from the bottom up, we'll still, in 10 years, 15 years, we'll still have this conversation at another inauguration ceremony. We'll still have these conversations during every campaign season. And it's not just about the president, it's about state governors, all of these health centers, all of these health sectors, that whatever is under health in their budgets, when they're drawing these huge budgets, they need to be able to start. When I was a child, for every 2-3 kilometers, there was a health post. We don't have them. They all disappeared. And now, if you go to a normal health post, you don't see any doctor. The nurses can be there from January to January. The doctors can come once or twice in maybe a month. That's not the kind of health sector we want. So instead of saying we want to keep people here, build a system that would make people literally happy to come in. People want to stay. People want to do their jobs. Might not be for the money, but because they have everything they need to work with. We can start somewhere. It's not going to happen in one day, but that should be Mr. President's top on agenda when it comes to healthcare.
Well, one of our major issues in the health sector is also brain drain, guys.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And this is where I would like him to actually focus on immediately, ASAP, because it's a quick win. It actually doesn't take long. Josiah, whatever they're called, they're on strike right now.
Johesu.
Exactly. So it's a quick win.
No, Johesu is on strike.
It was NARD.
It was NARD. NARD has suspended.
That suspended for 2 weeks.
The latest strike is ASU right now.
Right.
ASU is on strike?
Yes, I saw that first thing this morning.
No, they're not on strike. They're in session. What's the
Or they're
point of
planning
being-
to.
Oh, for goodness sakes, they should just sit down for a minute and let's deal with one sector first.
So
What
NARD
is wrong
was
with
on
them?
strike. NARD was on strike.
So the thing is, with immediate effect, health can be fixed, especially through what needs to be done, what we say needs to be done for the police. The same thing needs to be done for the doctors with immediate effect, because we've got to show them respect, and that needs quick investment. For me, that's a low-hanging fruit. And this man, Tinubu, has the mind of a, as well as a capitalist, he also has the mind of a unionist. So he knows how to negotiate these things. Get them in the room, get them talking, get it sorted, instruct whoever you assign to that area to give them whatever they need, and focus and say to him, I want a 3 months plan. And here's the thing, whilst you're taking it in sectors, just because we're going to run out of time, let me tell you what I expect, right? What I expect, in all honesty, as a leader, as a former director, as somebody who's been in management since 2021, is I expect President Tinubu to actually have a team that will be giving him a quarterly update, an half-yearly update, and a yearly update on all the jobs, all the changes, etc. However, what I would like, because there's no point in doing anything, as if I said, where Buhari failed for me, really, his biggest failure was communication. And I actually think history will be kinder to Buhari, because history is more objective than those of us that are living in it. So history will look at things from a different place. So, and because Ufouma was talking about communication, and that's what we do here, and that's critical for me. There is no project success without good communication.
Exactly.
If it's not communicated, if it's not robust,
If people don't know
people
about
don't
it.
understand it, then it hasn't happened. I don't care if you show me pictures of 300 bridges. It doesn't matter. So what I expect is, I expect his communication team, and I expect him to know that you need to engage Nigeria with immediate effect. All that one that people are saying, talking, reach out. Engage me. I am an investor, right? I am a stakeholder. Right?
More like carry us along.
No. Boboye is asking for favor. I am demanding. Because I'm a stakeholder. I'm a shareholder, just as you are, just as everybody else is. There are over 200 million of us who are stakeholders in your success. Connect with us. Give us a damn update. Talk to us, not at us.
Don't make it look like it's a favor
Exactly
to
the
address
point.
the
I
country.
said it.
But
with
you
us.
know, there was a
Talk
time when
with us.
they made it look that
So-
way, especially for Femi Adesina. Like,
So
the president doesn't have to talk to you.
I want his team to know, you know what? Okay, for the first 4 years, 2 years, let's give a 6 monthly update. Even if the president only speaks to us directly once. Hold Zoom calls. Yes, now, do you understand? Old Zoom calls with media, old Zoom calls with what do you call it, religious people. Old Zoom comes with different sectors. Each minister, each of his cabinet. These things can be done because you're going to have the top team, and they will have the teams that go under them.
Yeah.
All of that is communication. Communication has to be in a way that the people understand. I do not want you speaking to me in highfalutin language over my head where my next door neighbor doesn't understand. No, I want you speaking to me in our vernacular.
Guys, let's move on quickly.
So that's my thing.
The other
Those are
area
the things that I expect.
let's talk about unemployment. Buhari's government
dear.
shattered the numbers. Over 40% unemployed Nigerians during his government. How would you suppose Tinubu, the new president, takes care of this? It's almost like he's coming into a trap set for him in every aspect of our national life. We've not even dealt with insecurity, but let's talk about unemployment, for instance.
So to also be a bit fair to ex-President Buhari, he had the bad. God, my English fails me.
Timing.
Speak vernacular.
Timing.
He get bad luck where we say two recessions.
Exactly.
Two recessions
consecutively, and the
COVID, and then the Russia-Ukraine war.
Yeah.
You might ask, how does the Russia-Ukraine war concern unemployment in Nigeria? Well, it has a direct effect because sadly we still depend on crude oil for a lot of our earnings. But that being said, his policies didn't help matters. So I would expect, and I've said this before, the president Bola Tinubu to not like he said, like the political talk of I will continue from where Buhari stopped. Please, it's not everything. In fact, he should not continue from most of the things where Buhari stopped, because most of those things are what has put us where we are right now, including the high numbers in terms of unemployment. Sheriff, let's also be realistic. It's not going to happen overnight. No, anybody that is hoping and thinking that in the next 2 months or in the next 6 months or even in the next 4 years, that manna will fall from. No, it's not going to happen.
But the communication can.
Exactly.
With immediate effect.
The communication. That's why, see, as far as I'm concerned, the critical factor in President Tinubu's presidency will be his communication. It will be how he talks to Nigerians. It will be how he explains. What's his name? I like what's the guy's name that our former journalist? Well, he's still a journalist. Yes, I love Ajuri. Sometimes what he says might not be totally true.
He's a spin doctor.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. I know that's his job, but I like him.
He's never confrontational.
Exactly.
He's never
he breaks things down. He tries to explain things to you.
Talks too fast
But that's the kind of communication I want to see. So Sheriff,
I don't think Tinubu is going to employ Bayo Nonuga as his communication.
Well, let's pray that doesn't happen. Because he's part of the
20K.
transitional government.
He's going to be part of 20K. Let's be part of it.
20K.
We must go now.
You will pay
we have to go.
We have to go now,
guys.
We have to go.
We didn't
now.
even talk to our people.
No, we have to go.
Lagos, we love you, but we gotta go. I want to go. Lagos,
we have a new president.
We have continuous coverage coming up. On the sunny side and on hard facts. Definitely, you're going to hear more on the live coverage for today. Lagos, stay here with us. Thank you all for being a part of our morning. Congratulations to you. We have a new president in Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
My name is
the Vice President.
Cash baby.
Cash baby.
Okay, Lagos, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Lagos.
Bubu has gone.
One talk station or the radio station of the year. They are both one and same. It's 99.3 Nigeria Info.